on the camera?
I don't think so.
Oh, cool.
Oh, maybe I can. It says you guys are live.
Awesome.
Let me double check.
And you can use my phone if you want to. Oh, so cool. Yeah, you can put the camera up like that, and the pages. We see the comments. Yeah.
Did you just wake up?
I just woke up, bro. Like I woke up, used the bathroom, like checked some stuff real quick, and now we're here. So I'm like, just doing it. What time is it over there? Like around, well, like 11 o'clock at night or something like that? 12?
Like 12. Yeah, it's 12. 12,
Dang,
12.
dude. That's cool. America. How's America been, man? How's the US of A?
It's crazy. It's getting crazy, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, I understand, man. I totally understand.
Do you miss it?
No, I don't. Not at all. Why? There's nothing, okay, cool. When you fulfill something, like you don't miss it. So when like you do your quest and you beat the thing, it's like you only reminisce or like have remorse if there's an incomplete factor there. Like, oh man, but the moment you complete, it's like all ties to it have gone. So I think I did everything in America. I pretty much went to every state and did all the stuff and met all the girls and had fun. It's on Facebook.
Yep.
Like 12. Yeah, it's 12.
And the audio sounds so great. I think I did everything in America. Is this the mic? Yeah. If I do this, can y'all? Let's see if this works. Check mic 1 2. Oh my god, that sounds awesome. Okay, cool. Dude. All right, cool.
We're live on all three.
On Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube. Awesome. All right. Well, welcome, guys. It's like super late for Patrick. It's not super early for me, but I did just rise. So this is my morning voice, my morning face. Patrick is an amazing dude. I've known Patrick for some years now. He's been on the guide for really going hard this past year, but he's been on it for technically like around 2 years, or like a little bit more. He found me on TikTok and he's like, yo, I think there's something up with what this dude's saying. And he applied it and now his life has gotten better. He's gained more muscle mass without working out. He's got off of antidepressants and pharmaceuticals. His asthma has gone away. It's just reversed back to its normal state, because an asthma is only a defect. So whenever you occupy the highest state and your body regenerates, asthma can't continue living in you. So that's a little info about Patrick. He's from the US. He's an awesome dude and he's growing every single day, and I'm super proud of him. Patrick, you want to introduce yourself or share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Patrick used to have, really bad depression. I found Mikey on TikTok. I remember I ran into him, man. I was in a really bad place. I was dealing with asthma, dealing with anxiety, depression, and my doctors couldn't help me. And I saw Mikey, I saw his life, and I was like, you know what, man? What he was saying back in the day, like detoxing your environment, eating all those nutrients, and it just made sense. Like my doctors just told me to drink water. Like it's like, so it was a breath of fresh air to finally have someone that actually had something to tell me, you know what I mean? So, and then ever since my life's gotten better.
It's kind of funny too, because like a lot of water is actually toxic. It's like, oh yeah, drink some water. I'm like, no, dude, that's going to add to it. And even depression in itself is just a complication inside your body. When your body's not aligned and harmonious and flowing, that's what depression is. It's the result of things not working out. But man, whenever things just like, when you don't have constipation, whenever you can urinate easy, when you don't have a bunch of snot just clogging your nose and stuff like that, and everything's flowing and everything's good, like, how could you be sad? Because everything's working so well. So how do you feel today? So you used to be depressed. How long were you in depression, and how long did you take the pharmaceuticals?
I took the pharmaceuticals for about a month. So not too long, but
that's
it's
still
crazy that I got to that
too
point.
Long.
Yeah. I wish I never got on it. But what was the other question? How long was I depressed? And then
just how long were you depressed? How long were you just like not happy in a sense?
I feel like honestly, man, my entire life, honestly, for a while. I feel like I've truly found myself following the life guide, man. Honestly, I feel like when I was a child, like a really young child, I think I was like, but I feel like a young child again, bro. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. How old are you now? What's your age?
I'm 23.
Oh, dude, for sure, man. So like you're old enough to be a legitimate adult, but you're young enough to still be like that child and like not to be too far from it. If you stay in this state, dude, you've already won in life. Like, okay, at 23, you already found the purpose of life, the meaning of life. So it means 24 is going to be better, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 40, 50, 60. Like there's people who come in the Discord, they're 60 plus. They're over, they're like 62, 66, whatever. They're just now finding life. So they lived 60 years, 6 decades of their life without ever experiencing true life. And you found the true life at like 20 something, 21 or whatever. So bro, your best days are even coming. So it's good now. You're no longer sad or depressed, but like I promise you, even better's coming, man. So you've already beat the crowd, dude. So thanks for being here with me today. We're live on some of the major platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Patrick's going to open up, and if he has any questions for me, I'm going to respond to them. And then at the very end, we'll do a rapid fire, and we will answer some of your guys' questions. So, Patrick, if you have any questions, bro, they'd like to throw my way,
Yeah,
throw
of
my
course.
way.
I got some good questions, man.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. What's a question you wish people asked you more often? Um, like maybe even a question like I remember seeing you in 2022. Like, you've changed so much, you've grown so much. Like, what version of that version of you? What would they ask you? What would he ask you?
I usually don't ask too many questions. I just look at stuff. So I'll stare at things and just break it down with my eyes. So if my 2022-year-old self, I was 33 in 2022, saw me today, I most likely would look at me and start breaking myself down. I'm like, oh, he's a little bit bigger. His skin's glowing a little bit more. Okay, his jaw looks more predominant. Okay, he looks more masculine. Okay, his hair's filled back in a little bit. I start breaking me down, and then I'd wonder, okay, was it the main thing I'd probably ask me is like, are you still doing the guide like I know, or is there something new that you've added? And that's probably what I would ask. So a lot of people have seen my 2024 version and my 2026 version, right? So they saw me now, and they saw me, back then. I just posted this on all my socials, and a lot of people said, "Oh wow, what did you do different?" I'm like, I didn't do anything different. I just literally stayed the course. I just kept doing the same thing I was doing in 2024. I just didn't stop doing it in 2026. And that's what got me bigger muscles and everything else. Like I weighed myself today. I'm roughly 216 pounds. In the beginning of the guide, I lost a bunch of weight. I went from like 260 pounds roughly to 190 something pounds. And it's from that 190 pounds, now I'm 216 pounds without ever working out in between, without ever trying to increase my macros or do this or do some sort of like mobility training. Yeah, I'll go on the carpet or something like that, or like I'll try to get like organic stuff and I'll like stretch and I'll move, but I'm not doing calisthenics. I'm not doing workouts, and I'm not doing body weights. People might see a clip from one of my videos like, oh, look, he's scaling the wall or he's doing this. I'm like, yeah, that was literally for that one time right there. And that was the only time I did it. And that was the last time I did. I just, hey, I'm going to try this. I'm going to attempt. I attempt a lot of stuff. So I'll say, hey, look, for some footage, get your camera out and see. And if I do it, we can use it. But if not, okay, we won't use it. So a lot of things that people see me doing, like whether it's climbing trees or scaling the wall or something like that, it's literally that moment. That was the first time I tried it. That was the last time I did it. And then I moved on with my life. So a lot of people think I do calisthenics, but the only thing I actually do is the continuation of the guide. And then there's a lot of things in the guide that I don't even apply. I don't have to apply as much anymore. Maybe as like an entry level person. One of them is like mirror flexes, right? Because people hear about mirror flexes or they'll see it and they think it's for growing muscles. It's the exact opposite. It's for decoupling toxic compounds at the bone level. So you have toxins all through your body. You have it in your blood, your blood vessels, you have it in your muscles and your organs and even your bones. So whenever you do the mirror flexes, you're actually squeezing it so tight, like you're wringing out a rag. It's creating a circulation, and that circulation is decoupling the toxic compounds from your body, and you're able to excrete them out. So you do this, over the course of days, months, years, and your body becomes, in a sense, detoxified in a sense, but you just break it up. And once it's broken up, you don't invite the toxins back into your life, you kind of don't have to do it anymore. So like after about 3 years, I kind of stopped doing the mirror flexes, and that's pretty much everything else from the God I do consistently, but that right there is like the one thing, like after you get to a certain point, you have to do it as much anymore.
Yeah, awesome. So in the beginning, you kind of knew, like when you first starting off the life guide, you kind of knew did you know where you were going with it, like where it was heading, or
Dude, that's a
like
great
you're
question.
obviously heading in a good place, but my bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's a man, Patrick, you're a genius, bro. So yeah, did I even know where I was going? I'm gonna be real with you guys. No, I had no idea. I didn't know I'd grow muscles. I didn't know I'd get bigger. I didn't know I'd have more energy. I didn't know that my hair would fill back in here and like my little buzz and all the other stuff would come back. I didn't know my eyes would change color. I didn't know my teeth would get this wide. I didn't know that my voice would get lower or whatever. All the stuff happened, right? Like if you hear me 3 years ago, my voice has gotten lower, not just because I recently woke up from sleep or anything like that, but like my testosterone or my manhood, whatever you want to call it, everything's grown, right? Like my man piece, my voice is lowered. I've gotten taller. Like I am taller now than I used to be. Like all this stuff has happened. I did not foresee any of this stuff. I just knew that there's a better way than what's being shown out in the world because I was in it. I was working out and I did supersets and compound lifting and supplements and all this other stuff. It was a failing system. The more I would do it, yeah, I'd get some results, but at the same time, it would take a lot from me. My youth, my skin quality, my energy levels, my man, just really even my own motivation. Cause like you have to keep going harder, go harder, go harder, go harder. It would literally just take your soul from me. And I ended up injuring myself. So at that point, I'm like, there has to be a better way, man, because I'm now because I got injured and I'm now not working out. Well, what do I do? If I can't work out, I'm going to gain weight, and my family, I see my family getting, sick as well. There has to be something else besides just going to the gym and taking some supplements and stuff like that. So I did not know where this would lead me, but it ended up has healed a lot of people. It's gotten you off antidepressants. It's got you out of depression. It's cleared up your asthma. It's healed Steve of his Tourette's. It's reversed a lot of women's PMOS and their PCOS, all their symptoms, infertility, cyst growth, um, psoriasis. It's ended up healing this myriad of different ailments and problems in people, and I never foresaw that coming. But I can just see when I look in the future, like something's going to come out of this, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm not doing it for them. I'm just doing it because it's so obvious that this is the way to go. It's just like it's almost like I can't even question. Like I question everything in a sense. Like how do I say this part here? So when I'm looking at stuff and I break it down, I'm technically questioning it like that, but I don't like question a person. But it's so obvious of what the guide is doing and what it's done in my life and your life and everybody else. It's just like, what else would I do? Would I go back to working out? Well, that's lame because those results aren't as good as this. I can have all that muscle and stuff like that without even working out. Would I go back to taking supplements and spending hundreds of dollars a month on this stuff? No, I don't need it because I have even better results then. So it's just like, it's so obvious just to do this. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's so obvious that there's nothing better than this that I kind of just like, all right, let's do it. Let's just hop on and keep going. And it's been a steady progression of ascension ever since then. I've only gotten stronger, bigger, better, wiser, more energetic, more youthful in my appearance and my skin and stuff like that. It's only helped a bunch of people. So it's only been good. Like we have not peaked or even hit a plateau. It's only been up since then.
It's awesome. So it's basically observable reality. How rare do you think this is? I mean, it seems so obvious. Like when you told me and I learned from the life guide, it just seems so obvious. But how rare is it for someone to just acknowledge this? Like you know what I mean? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, if the population of the Earth is 8 billion, I'm guessing it's 1 in 8 billion because I don't know anybody else who's sharing this stuff. They might have
Yeah.
known it now, and now the word's getting out, and people are starting to share this. But I've been sharing this since like for a while. A lot of this stuff I actually shared even before 2020. But the main attributes of the guide I really start sharing after 2021. So I have never heard anybody share it this way and like screw calories, forget fasting, don't have a diet. Like really everything I talk about is the opposite of what everyone else talks about because I don't care about trying to gimmick my way into a result. I don't care about trying to finagle my way or do this thing to get the result. I don't want the result. The result doesn't matter. And this is where I think people get like really mixed up. They're trying to get a result for a problem. That's not how you that's not how you win. You'll take pills or you'll have surgery just to try to get the result because you're focusing on this. You don't focus on this. You see where this takes you. You take it back. Like, why do I have this problem and where is it coming from? And it shows you the actual origination source of it. And then that's what you don't even try to fix that either. And this is where people it's almost like 5D chess in a sense. Like people will have a problem, psoriasis, depression, whatever it is, and they'll try to fix the problem. Some people even trace it back to the source. Okay, well, where did this come in at? And then they'll be brought to this point and they'll try to fix that. I don't even do that. I take that point there and I say, okay, why is we would come to the point where we say, like, if what is this showing me that I've engaged in reality that would even give this place a spot to exist that would lead to these symptoms? Which is it's very difficult to grasp. It takes a lot of cognitive energy just to like even hold on to it so it doesn't slip out of your mind. But once you see this here, you find out this is actually just telling you the direction that you've been going. So you change your direction in life. There's no longer a space for this to exist. And then all the symptoms clear up with that over there. So instead of people trying to like band-aid a symptom or just get to the root of the problem and fix the root, we analyze the root as the direction that we're pointing in life, and that's where we're going. We either agree that we want to go that way or show or in a sense reveal to ourselves where we want to go. No, I'd rather go this way. And when we go this way, this automatically dissolves. It opens space for this, and these results happen. And I've never heard anybody else say that. It's a very hard mental construct to grasp. It's not even a concept because it's nearly 100% effective. So every time that we do that, it has an effect in life. Like, it's not just conceptual. There's a literal effect that happens. People's faces reconstruct, like Rorena's face. Like half of her face was like slanted down. She started doing the phase meditations, and then like now her face is symmetrical and even on both sides. It happened with Kiara and her nasal passages. So she had some stuff happen to her in the past, but she did the same meditations and everything else. And then her nasal passages cleared up, her nose, I think, reshaped, and her whole head and her whole body has reshaped from that. So a lot of people are like, oh, I need to reshape my face. So they'd go get plastic surgery, not seeing that, well, their face, because of this, is asymmetrical and the root of it is this. So they try to fix that, maybe go to a psychiatrist or whatever, or maybe even like toxins in their environment. But we're not even taking it to fix it. We're taking it, we're acknowledging it to show us. And once we're aware of this thing, it directs us in life. And it's just where our dial is pointed. You know how you have like a 360-degree dial where you can turn the knob? You're just on 270. Let's go ahead and switch that over to 0. Let's go like to 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degrees. And people have 1,000 different dials, all set to different numbers and stuff like that. So like once you see that you've been heading in this direction, you just change these dials, almost like a tuning board or a mixer. And you change these different dials, and then it sends you in a different direction. And then your face will reconstruct, the muscles will grow bigger by default without ever actually doing anything. So how rare is this? I've never heard anybody else say this. I don't even know anybody else who can do this. And even for myself, I have to really, this is why in the Discord, like the voice memos are so powerful, because I really, really, really tap into like the deepest level of cognitive thought that I can to approach the matter. Like one is like Renown had a question that I answered yesterday. He's like, hey man, should I do this or that? And it was so extreme. Like, hey man, should I just drop it all and like say no? Or should I just continue going this way? And I share with him, I'm like, the fact that you only have 2 choices in your life is reflecting that you don't have many other choices in your life that you can even see. So the fact that you came to me with like, okay, is it either this or that, shows that he's approaching all of life limited. If you can only think of 2 ways to do something and not the myriad of the infinite, insurmountable amount of ways that you can do something, then you're limiting yourself everywhere in your life. You probably are only giving 2 decisions for every area in your life. So the thing that a person should do, or at least for him, I was sharing, is like you need to understand you have a million choices that you can do. And because of that, Now he can actually see, okay, it's not this or that, but it can be this and this and this and those and this and this and this. But to bring that out, at least to share with him, it was so heavy consciously that it takes a toll on me sometimes. So to even engage in this, it's not a program, it's not a course, it's not some sort of what would you call it? It's not some sort of treatment or I'm sorry guys, I literally just rose. But pretty much where you would diagnose. It's not some sort of diagnosis to where like, okay, well, this means that, this means that. It's an ever expand. It's oh, this is going to be great. It's a cognitive approach into a specific subject matter, and it's ever expanding. And as it's expanding, you're receiving more data to actually say what it is. And every single one of them is different. Every single one. So for Roro, for Kiara, for Renan, for yourself, for everybody, for myself, for Sasha, for Lay, for everybody. And because of that, there is no program you can just say like, okay, it's this. This is why I tell people in the guide, like, yeah, the guide's great, but you have to join the Discord because it's going to help you like 10 million fold. Like, because I can't put this, what we're saying right now, in the guide. How would I explain this in the guide? Oh, yeah, with the conscious thing and this and that. People are like, I'm lost, bro. So even hearing the voice memos really help a lot. It's something that you really have to be engaged in. You cannot be disengaged. I can't just go to like the board to tell me what to do. Okay, well, if it's yellow, we need to have a 3. Okay, if it's green, it needs to be a rock. There's no program or protocol to approach this specific level at. The only thing that can grant effectiveness in it is conscious engagement and constant unbroken application until the person comes to the root or the origination point of the very issue themselves. And at that point, it gives the answer. And it's a different digging or a different approach for every single person who comes to it. It'll happen 100% of the time. Like 100% of the time, like with Ruslan doing the meditations and finding out his grandmother went through war. So that passed down a lineage of forcing their family, in a sense, to eat all their food and like eat all the cakes and eat a bunch of food and stuff like that, to where it was in him. To Kiara with her stuff and her nose, for me and my stuff, or for even Daniel and whoever has gone through, these different meditations and stuff like that. There's a 100% success rate if you go through the whole process, but nonetheless, to get there, or the trigger point, or the catalyst of where you're going, left, right, left, right, left, right, up, down, it's a different path for every single person. But nonetheless, the only way to go down that path is through conscious engagement. So I don't know anybody else who's doing this, because it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. So it's kind of like ground up thinking, right? Like kind of to sum it up. I don't know if that really
Ground up?
ground up thinking. It's like you're not like going off of labels or um memorization or pre acknowledged decision making. Instead, it's just more about accessing that, like, just it's his head. You see what I'm saying? It's on the tip of my tongue, you know?
Exactly. No, you're 100% right. So maybe a little bit different than ground up. It's like you're saying, there's no label, there's no way. Every response to every person in the Discord community it's an original, non-template response answer to every single person. A lot of people would say like, okay, hey, just do this, hey, just do that, and then kind of like revert back to the easy way because it doesn't cost as much energy. But every time a person communicates to me, and this is what it actually is, every time a person communicates what's going on in their life to me, they're telling me without telling me what's going on and what I need to say to them and what it actually is and everything else. So when a person communicates to me, they might say, hey, Mikey, I'm going through a weight issue or a relationship issue or a financial issue. They're saying this, but the words, the syntax, the order, the structure, the terminologies that they're using are actually telling me the deeper, behind the mask, behind the scenes focus that they're actually established on. I'm just gonna go in. Fuck it. Let's do it, man. I know I said the F word.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go in. It's gonna make it a lot easier for everybody. And whenever they tell me this and I look at it and I see it for what it is and I actually grab onto that, it starts revealing all these other parts in their life because that was the clue. But if the person misses that clue, they will think it's a financial issue. They will think it's a weight issue or a relationship issue. It's never that stuff. It's never that stuff. It's never what they're telling you. Those are the symptoms of occupying this specific focus. And when they occupy that, yeah, these symptoms happen. They lose money, or they can't, whatever, gain weight, lose weight. They can't find a lover, a partner, whatever. But it's not even that. This symptom gives them the approach to reveal this. And whenever you can have the conscientiousness enough to go to that next level of what is actually being revealed, and you grab that, then that leads to another level of what's behind that. And then you start every one of these. If you can grab it, it sparks, it illuminates, and you see the next realm they're actually operating in. Then they say another thing from that when you bring it there, and then that opens up, and you bring it to the origination point of their life, or the animation source, which is their soul. And that's what their soul is actually saying. Their soul's firing this way, but it looks like this, which led to that, which looks like that, which led to a financial issue or a relationship issue or whatever. So if you can be conscientious enough and hold on with consciousness and not let go and follow that trail, you can go to their soul and you can see what their soul's actually wanting. And from that, that's when you bring the answer out and you give it to them. And then all of a sudden they make a bunch of money. What you give them, here's your answer. Now they have, like, Ruslan has the love of his life. Now Daniel made a bunch of freaking money. So did Steve. Now, Roro, she has a symmetrical face. A lot of her cellulite went away. Same thing with Kiara, her nasal passages. So these people are getting healed, not because of the healing. They are embracing. They're getting the answer. I'm going in and I'm bringing the answer from their soul to them, and they're feeding on their own soul's energy, which is aligning all their life, and that's what they actually wanted. Now the result, or the successful result that they have, the money or whatever, it's just because they got what they really wanted. So the symptoms that they were experiencing in life was just the evidence they haven't been connecting to this source, which is why they don't like those things. I don't like being poor. I don't like being broke. I don't like being lonely or whatever. Well, that's the evidence and the proof you haven't been following this thing. So when they speak or they ask me a question, we follow it back, not trying to, hey, where's your soul at? Tell me your soul. No, I'm just listening to what they're saying. Take it back a level deeper. They tell you some more stuff. Oh, let's go a little bit deeper there. And I find their soul. I bring it to them. And now when they actually live from this source here, they have everything they want, which is also the evidence that they're living from their source, from their soul. So all of this is coming back to live to the deepest point you possibly can. That's why in the guide, it's a huge reductionist standpoint. Like, reduce everything from your life. Stop doing so much. But Mikey, I like working out. It's not that working out is distracting you from getting to the deeper issue. That's why they say working out is my therapy. Well, you only need therapy if you're not connected with your source, with your soul. Like, you're just admitting that you're not connected to yourself. Why would you need therapy if you're whole already? You wouldn't. So them staying in their distraction is keeping them from this animation source, their soul, their own inner light, which is why they keep going in circles, or like going through cycles of torment or trauma or whatever, like abusive relationships, or like losing a bunch of money, whatever their cycle is, right? Because everyone's a little bit different. That this is the very evidence that they're not living from that source. So then the opposite is also accurate, that if they have everything they want in this type of way, by default, without trying, without making forceful efforts towards it to make it happen, then that's showing that they're living from the source here, which is all anybody ever wants. So I'm getting people to connect with them on a soul level and finally be satisfied from themselves. That's why a lot of the guide is just like self-love, not doing a bunch of stuff, spending a lot of time with yourself, because the more time you spend, the deeper you go in those layers, and then you can find where it's at and you can connect with it. And once you connect with it, all this stuff starts springing up: success, favor, money, wealth, health, illumination of the skin, all this stuff by default, without having to go to the gym, without having to work more hours, without having to go and force love or get with somebody who's not aligned with you. And like, whoa, they're all I have right now. No, it all comes effortlessly. And that's the greatest thing about the guide, is it literally shows you the most powerful way to live in this realm, so you get everything you want. So powerful.
Hell yeah. I'm not at your level, man, but I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
I'm
But
proud of you, man. You're doing great.
appreciate it. I have another question. What where do you think people are operating, the average person, as far as percentage of how much they're using their mind? You know what I mean? Like how much, you ever seen that movie Lucy, where it's like they say that you're only using 5% of your mind or whatever? Some people said that was false, but man, as I grow, like I just realize that I don't think that's true. That's
The
not
people,
false.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's actually have a dialogue, and we can go back and forth. Feel free to like interject at any point in time.
Okay.
Now with Lucy, and I'm gonna do the same. I opened it up because I want to do the same with you. Now with Lucy, the people who say that you only use 5% of your brain, or that's true, that's not true, aren't using 100% of their brain. So like that's why they're aging. Like who are you to tell me if it's true or not? Because you don't look like a position that I would find delightful. I don't want to be in your position. I don't want to look like you. If the person's aging and their face is their soul is being sucked. I like comparing it to Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. When he takes their soul, their like whole flesh and their skin just like deteriorates and rots and look like a zombie or something like that. So like that's how a lot of these people look who's trying to tell you what to do. They look like a zombie. Like, I don't want to listen to you, bro. Like, you look, I love all people, man. Bless all people. This is not an aesthetic thing. This is not trying to put people down, but I'm like, you look like you need a nap. Okay. So who are you to tell me how much brain that this person's using? Because you can't even have enough brain to sustain the countenance on your face. Why would I want to listen to you, bro? You can't even like hold your countenance together without drooping. So a lot of people who say that this can't be done are people who aren't doing it. Yeah, it can't be done because you're not doing it. If you could do it, then I would listen to you if you told me it can't be done. But the fact that you're not doing it, why would I listen to the person who's losing? Of course you can't do it. Of course that you can't use 100% of your brain. Or of course that's not it, because you're not doing it. How could you know something you don't know? So why would I listen to you? I'm looking to the people who can do it. Show me some people with telekinesis. Show me some people with like pyrokinesis. Show me some people who can materialize or shoot energy or Reiki or whatever. It's still closer than what this person's saying, because they already gave up and their life proves it and shows it, the way they look, their countenance and everything else. So
Your patients, the doctors and stuff. Yeah.
exactly. Hey, Sasha,
Yeah. Yeah.
toss me that pillow there, please. I'm gonna sit like this. So yeah, the patients and everything else. But ultimately, like, there we go. Sitting like this. The people who are saying it can't be done already gave up. They already claim that they're losers. Oh, I can't be done. Okay, then bye, loser. I'm looking for the answers. I'm not gonna stop because you said, who are you? You're not even doing it. So I'm not taking your advice anyway. And people need to think like that. How much are they using of their brain? Well, right there, that's common sense. Like, if the person can't do it, if they're not showing results of it, then I'm not going to listen to them if I can do it or not, because they're not doing it. I'm going to go to the person who can do it, because the can doers are the ones doing it, or at least they're closer to it to some degree. That's going to, I guess, advance me in a sense further in my journey than people who have already given up. Don't listen to losers. Don't listen. And again, I'm not calling anybody losers based on money, looks, or whatever, anything like that. I'm saying losers because they gave up. The only time you ever lose is whenever you give up. If you just don't give up, eventually something's going to come, and it may not be exactly what you were searching for, looking for, but it's going to be in the realm of, or you'll be closer to it, or you'll have an epiphany like, hey, it's actually over here. But if you listen to the loser, they already gave up. They're not going anywhere. The person who lost stopped. They're not moving. Life loves movement. Movement creates magnetism. Magnetism attracts and brings to you. It brings you the answer. It brings you life. It brings you the opportunity. It opens the doorway and everything else. But the person who lost stopped, and they planted their flag, and they're just staying there doing nothing. Still water is very toxic. If you have sitting puddles of water, it's very toxic for humans. We need flowing water. Those people aren't flowing. Those people gave up. What do they know? Why would I listen to them? There's no hope to extract from them. It's like eating empty calories. I'm just going to eat a bunch of ramen noodles or something like that and not even get energy or life from it. I might as well eat something that's nutrient dense, that's full. This person's nutriently empty. He's empty. She's empty. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Well, no crap, bro. You gave up. Of course you can't do it. I want to stop at you. I'm looking for every hope source. I'm looking for every extraction I can get from life and the sky and the suns and humans and words and everything. And if someone's like, I can't do it, okay, I'm not eating you. I don't want anything you have to say, because those people atrophy faster, they deteriorate faster, they look more hopeless. Like no crap. Look at you. You can look at a person's face and see if they have hope or not. You can look at a person's face and be like, okay, don't take advice from the hopeless. If they look hopeless, don't take their advice, or you will go down that same way. Find people who have a face that shines, whose eyes are bright, who have hope. That a lot of people, I'll set the mic here and I'll show you guys. A lot of people, when you look at their face, it looks like this. And you can see the worry in their eyes that they are so desperate for either you to listen to them or this to work. And they're like, oh, well, I hope this works. Well, I hope. and their eyes are tilted down because the countenance of and the shape of their skull, the countenance of their face and the shape of their skull is telling you how they're approaching life. Are they determined? Or do they have ambition? Are they going for it? Or are they hopeless? Oh, by and by, God, please come and save me. I hope this works. I'm praying. I'm hoping, man. I hope this. The people who go with that approach have nothing. They stay hoping for all their lives. But the people with ambition, they go and get it. They see it. They don't stop, because you can't get anything from that person. You can't receive anything from the hopeless. They have nothing. Even if they have all the money in the world, they have no hope. They have nothing. So you have to find people like who has ambition, who has tenacity, who has the willingness to believe, because that's the most powerful currency in this realm is belief. Jesus knew it. All the religions know it. Everybody, like all these old ancient doctrines know that money comes, money goes, currency, fiat, this and that. But the thing that remains the same is belief, hope, ambition, drive. It can lead an army to victory. It can lead a nation into success. It can lead a person or a patriarch or whoever you want to say in their house into a greater position for the rest of their family. Even the woman, even the girls, it doesn't matter. But if you have no hope, you have nothing.
I mean, that's what it means to be human, you know, like to just fucking, I mean, that's why we made it here. Like we got all this technology and stuff. So, I mean, a lot of people, it feels like society has stopped. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we're not, I mean, when it comes to the diseases, like I tell people, like I cured my asthma and people don't believe me. And it's like, they're just, like you said, they're hopeless. And it's like, you know, it's
Which it
crazy.
works. So whatever plan was out there in the world to get people, because that's the number one power people have is hope, right? So you take away that, the people have nothing. That's the easiest people to defeat. And now we go outside, you tell people, look, I used to have asthma. I could not run. I had to use an inhaler. Now I can run. I don't have to use an inhaler. I cured it. No, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Those people are slaves. Those people are chained. They're prisoners in their own mind because they have nothing left. They have no remnants of actual life left. And all they have to do is what the person tells them to do. Get your ass to work. Go back and make that check. Get out there in the field and do it. Because when you take the spirit of man away from them, they have nothing left. And that's the real zombie. Whatever happened in the past 10 years, right? 20 years or whatever, completely neutered hope, made people docile to where they have no effect. And now we go throughout all the world and no one even believes anymore. Even Jesus, even God said, hey, I send my spirit to and fro throughout all the earth to see even one who will believe. So it even happened back then, because that's how powerful belief is. If you believe in this seed, you know, it could turn out being like a mountain, the mustard seed. If you believe, you can actually toss a mountain into the sea. Like Jesus, like if you just believe, and I don't believe that you're going to act, maybe it is. Maybe he was saying, hey, literally toss a mountain into the ocean. I don't think that anyone cares about tossing a mountain into the ocean. I think they'd rather have their family healed and not sick. But so the relevancy of tossing a mountain into the ocean is it's zero. Like it's not relevant at all. But what he's actually saying, like you can do anything. You can do you can restructure the earth. You can change reality if you just believe. But if you don't believe, you won't even start. You won't even know, and you won't even have any effect. So 99% of the people in the world have zero effect in reality. So I guess it makes room for those who want to have effect to have effect. So even though all the people are docile now and they don't even believe, it also made it better for me because I had this unyielding faith. I keep believing. I keep going. I don't stop. And I have no competition. So it's made it easier for me. I don't know who did this. I don't know if it was like a rich family from the 1600s starting with an RO, or another family from the 1800s with a rock and they're a bunch of fellas. I don't know who did this. I'm not sure. I don't really care at this point. I don't it doesn't really bother me, because it's also made it easier for me, because all I got to do is show up with a little bit of faith and I keep winning. I keep winning. There's no competition. I have all the space in the world to roam and do whatever I want now, because no one else is doing it. Because no one else has faith. They think they need money to do this. They think they need this or that or that or this. Like I have people come in my DMs every single day telling me every reason they can't. I don't even know this person. I don't know who you are. Their first message is to me that they can't. I'm like, who are you? Why would you even start out with that? I just like, oh, hey, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. show grace, show love, and move on. I don't even read their messages. So, guys, if you've ever sent me some sort of message in my DM saying how you can't, life is so hard, or your problems, I don't need to take in problems. I need people of faith, people who will believe, people who are riding, people who are going, people who are connected, people who are legit. And like, I want more from life. I know there's more, because those are the people who get it. Because when you have hope, when you have faith, when you have belief, you get everything. That's how I got all this stuff. The beautiful women around me, the big houses, the travel, the body that's freaking like insanely ripped without working out. I just believed. I'm not saying I only believed, like I'm going to cross my fingers and do nothing, but the belief opened the door to the action. If you don't have belief, you don't have anything. If you don't have hope, you have nothing.
Yeah, I remember you said this one quote. What was it?
Yeah, there's a lot of quotes out there.
I forget, but
oh, good.
But yeah.
But yeah, either way, go ahead, take your time to remember it. Like either way, man, like that's the main thing that's happening. That's why you have to watch out what you intake, because what you intake can take. Okay. If you intake negative news, if you intake doubt, man, all these people doubt, like there's such a season of doubt. And I actually think it's pre-planned. Okay. I think a lot of doubt and stuff like that. You just block somebody, Sash? Okay. I thought I saw.
I'm just replying.
Oh, you're replying to people. Okay, cool. I thought you. Okay, cool. Let's go. And we will read some of your comments later. So make sure to stay tuned until the end to drop your question down. I want to answer it. Maybe Patrick can answer for you, because he's a person who's not me, right? He's outside the guide. He started doing the guide. He had pre-existing issues. He came into the Discord and everything else. So we're all normal, right? I'm a normal dude. Patrick's a normal dude living a normal life. Came into the guide. The guide completely transformed his life. Okay. But I kind of think all this stuff is pre-planned a little bit, not even by families, royal families, or the 13 bloodline, all that. I don't even care about them. You know what? Let them win. I don't care, because if they win, it shows you how weak you are. Why are you so weak? You got to worry about 13 families. Why can't your spirit be so freaking indomitable that like they should be scared, right? But you're so indomitable. No matter what they do, what can it do? What can it do? Think I'm scared of a family, bro? Like, all right, cool. Like, do your thing. It's the indomitable spirit. Jesus only died because he gave up his spirit. Jesus only died because he left them. Because Jesus has a force field. Like, even the soldier, when they came to him at night, they fell back and they dropped their weapons, and Jesus like, pick it up. Come on, take me. Let's go. Come on, bro. You're late. This is part of the plan. I'm not saying I'm Christian, but there's a lot of great stuff in the Bible. I don't hate the Bible. I don't hate against Jesus. I don't hate against, anything like that. There's a lot of great stuff in there. In the Bahavita, in the Bible, and probably the Quran as well. So I never hate on religions. I'm just saying, like, continue going. Don't stop there, But
yeah.
Jesus only was killed in a sense because he gave his life up, to where even if the guards approach him, he put his energy out, and then like they would fall, And I can't say everything here on a live stream of what's happened. But when you live in this indomitable spirit, authority figures with badges listen to you. You tell them what to do. And it's happened to me multiple times where a situation will occur. Maybe this little demon over there will do some stuff, and like the authorities come out or whatever. And you're like, oh no, this is it. And you do that. And then they listen to you. So there's been many times where I was in that same Jesus position. I'm like, hey, pick up your stuff. Let's go. Not to be killed, but to like start leading this charge. But with all that being stated, there has been some sort of delusionment in the world to cast doubt into the minds of everybody, to where people's first approach is, I doubt it. Why are you even engaging in something that you doubt in? Why aren't you engaging in something that you believe in? How about you start with what you believe? Hey, man, like, I believe in this, and this. Okay, cool. That's better than like, hey, I doubt what you're saying. What does that get you? Because whatever you say, you feed back on. Oh, I doubt. You say that, you hear it. You say that, you hear it. You say that, you hear it. Now you become it. I doubt it all. And you shrivel up and you contract. You contract into this like little like festering of a human that you could have been. You could have been this great deity type God and on earth, not to like be worshipped, anything like that, but the powers to walk on water, the power to turn water, whatever the freaking things are, right? It's not even about that. It's not even about parlor tricks, but ultimately living in true authority in this earth. But so many people, they've had doubt casted into them because they keep listening to some negative stuff. which only feeds them, because whatever you intake is what you become. You eat too many carrots, right? You turn orange. You eat too many blueberries, you have a hue of blue. You listen to too much doubt and fear, you are the weakling. You are the pathetic one. You become pathetic. You're all born with an indomitable spirit. When you're a kid, you'll climb the couch. If you want something in that freaking cabinet, you'll climb the freaking Mount Everest house to get it. But then whenever you were an adult, you become docile, you become neutered, you become inactive, you don't even do anything, you don't even believe. You want something, you defeat yourself in your own mind before you even take a step. I doubt it. What a weak, pathetic being that these people have become. You were such an indomitable child. You could do anything. You could find a way. You'd make a way. You'd jerry-rig it. You'd find a way. I remember one day, my parents were asleep. I'm like 3 or something like that. I love cereal. Cereal was like my number one. I loved cereal back before they got. I used to go get those like discount bags, because they were like, I don't know, they were like this big. They're like a pillow. Like I could sleep on that freaking bag of cereal. It's so big. I would get that. I'd eat it in a day. I'd eat it in like a couple hours. That would be my meal. I'd sit down. I'd pour the whole thing until it was gone. That's how much I would eat, man. Yeah, I loved cereal. So as a kid, when my parents were asleep, I never made cereal before, but I really wanted cereal. And all of our bowls were like on the top shelf. And I'm 4 years old. I'm like, a little shorty, stuff like that. I'm like, I can't even reach the sink, so I had to jump up. I had to push a chair, to hop up on the chair, to hop up on the counter, to get a step stool on the counter to even reach the bowls, to come out and get all the stuff. I made it happen. And all of you have that same spirit inside of you, was born in you. The spirit that you have that was born inside of you is unlimited. Quit worrying about demons and devils and governments and families and stuff. And if you start living from the spirit, you'll create a force field around you that stuff doesn't even affect you. But if you start with doubt and that's your first thing, you have no protection. The only thing that keeps you alive is the indomitable spirit, the tenacious spirit, the spirit of ambition. But if you doubt, that's showing you the only thing that's inside of you, because the only thing that can come up is what's inside. The only thing that can bubble up is what's already there. So if the first thing you say is doubt, oh, how deep that doubt goes. If your first word is doubt, how deep that doubt goes. There wasn't even a little bit of like belief mixed in there, like, well, I mean, it ain't too far-fetched. I think this is possible. The first thing is doubt, which means there's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of it. And that's what you chose to become. You kept choosing the doubting route. And that's why you're where you are, but I am where I am. It's a 9-level house with chandeliers in every single room, with beautiful women. I have multiple maids who come and clean my house and make fresh juice for me every freaking day as I travel around the world and live this luxurious life, even without money. I'm not even saying I have a bunch of money. I don't need money, because I have faith. I have belief. You can take all the money. I'll still be here, because it's not monetary. It's not the money I live on. It's my freaking faith. It's my energy, the energy of my soul. If I'm going to live, I might as well emit this energy. Everyone's so afraid to put out energy. Even if you'll mess up, even if you're wrong, right? Well, I don't want to be wrong. What if this is a scam? What if it's this? How are you so weak that $100 would just cripple your life? How did you make it 2 decades, 3 decades to where $100 would be the crippling point for you? Oh no, you got me. It's like Street Fighter 2 when you beat the character, stuff like that, and they get beat up. They're like, there's their echo. I'm defeated. Oh my God, scam, weakness, is impossible. And this is like, that's all they cry. They cry from their fear, because that's all they have. But when you have tenacious power, when you have life, when you understand where your soul is, take the 100. I loaned a friend 50 or $55,000, right? Back in the day, I loaned a friend. He was a friend of mine, right? He was in a tough spot. I love him. So I got some money and I loaned him $55,000, 50 or 55, something like that, right? He didn't pay it back. You guys are worried about $100, right? And I had a dude who I loved and I trusted. And I'm like, hey, look, I know you're in a tight spot. I'm here with you. Let's do this together. I'm your friend. I'm your partner. Let's freaking go, bro. I loaned him $55,000. Didn't get it back. Did that stop me? No, I'm better than ever, bro. Because I'm like, that's nothing. That's dust. The 55 is just a representation of the amount of my soul energy I put out into this world. It comes back. It doesn't matter. Because I live off my soul energy, not a dollar. The dollar isn't what traps me. I'm not trying to get a dollar or this or that. But all these people are so scared of $100. I'm not even telling people to buy anything from me. I'm not even saying spend money with me. I'm just saying they made this dollar their God. And that that God, if it's your God, that means you love it, even if you don't like money. If you made it your God, it's showing that your admiration and your love for it. And the love of money is the root of all evil. That's why they're so weak. Oh, what if it's a scam? What if I get and they become so weak and docile, ineffective, disabled. A person in a wheelchair is more able than these type of people, man. At least they'll go out and try and do. I had a person yesterday on my live who's in a wheelchair. Like, hey, Mikey, I'm in a wheelchair. What do I do? And they're like, yo, tell me. I'm up for it. Even the person in the wheelchair is more able than these people when they become disabled by the fear of life when they don't live from their soul. So that's a lot. I'm starting to like sweat a little bit. Hallelujah, praise him. What? Hey, good morning, everybody. I just woke up. Hey, Lay, what's up? So, with all that being stated and all that being said, it's like the only currency you have is your freaking soul. So live from it. And when you live from your soul, you get everything you want. You want that hot girl? You want another hot girl? You want more hot girls? You want a big house? You want chandeliers in every room? You want to be able to loan your friend $55,000 and not even like blink an eye and keep going? Then you live from your soul. That's where it happens. It doesn't happen from, okay, I'm going to make a plan. Your soul needs to become indomitable that whatever happens doesn't affect you, man. You lose the money.
I remember what you.
Go ahead.
I remember what you said. You said people only get what they want, and I'm starting to notice that with me, man. Like it's like with my life where I'm at. Like I'm only here where I'm not saying my life sucks. My life has gotten a lot better, but it's just I could have been ahead of the curve if I just would have paid attention, right? But I think with a lot of people, man, I think they just hold on to.
Wait. You're 23?
Yeah.
You just offended everybody in the audience today. He's like, man, I could have been so much far. I could have been ahead of the curve. It's like this 23-year-old's like, oh, I could have been so far. It's like, bro, your life hasn't even started yet, bro. I'm almost 40, so to hear 23 say that, I was like, that's amazing. First off, kudos to you, man. That is so awesome. You're right. You could have been, but now that you're on track, the rest of your life is going to be aligned. The rest of your life is going to be blessed because you're already starting from positions that people don't even know about until they're 40, 50. Some people go to their graves and never even know what you now know. So, dude, you're already ahead of the game. I'm sure you're ahead of your parents, possibly. Not that they're bad or that they're anything. Nothing bad on them, but I'm sure you know stuff now that your parents don't even know at their age, 50, 60, whatever.
Yeah, I've noticed that. My parents. I noticed a lot of grown adults. It's like they're grown, they look grown, they act grown, they try to act grown, but it's like I think a lot of people have the emotionality or the emotions or the mind of a child. And I noticed that with me, like it's like I'm growing out of that, and it's like it's like it's just crazy to see, But
I would say this: be a kid, but not a child. Don't act like a child, but be a kid. And that's a huge difference. Play, have fun, but don't be stunted in your intellect. A lot of people, like I was on my live yesterday telling people this. I'm like, no, I was on an interview because they were asking me like, hey man, how do you deal with the haters? Because I mean, you go to my comment section, there's always, I have, would I even roll this back to? I've had so many girls who like, usually the girls who come into my life have zero fame or zero profile followers or stuff like that, which I like. It's a lot easier not dealing with the glam and the drama. It makes life so much easier for both of us, honestly. And a lot of them are afraid to post in their profile because there's a lot of hate, from people. No matter how beautiful she is, or no matter how successful he is, or no matter how nice this person is or loving, there will always be people who are hating. So they asked me yesterday on the interview that I did on this podcast, hey man, how do you deal with the haters? And I'm like, deal with them. I love them. They're big babies. When they hate on me, that's them saying, daddy, 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 daddy. They're crying for my attention because their parents didn't show them it. They're not getting it anywhere else. That's why they're here with me, trying to bug me and pester me because they're like, daddy, daddy, listen to me, daddy, daddy, hello, I'm here, daddy. And this is, I see them as babies and they have their Pampers on. I'm like, oh, little Jimmy, it's okay. It's all right. Hey, you're fine. It's okay. And a lot of these people, no matter their age, there's haters who are 40, there's haters who are 50, there's haters who are 60, there's haters who are, like most of my haters are not 12 or like 18 or something like that. They're like grown men, usually men. And man, they are fixated on my nips. They are like just this folk. They are home. They are zoomed in because they're babies. They want milk. They're like, give me. I'm like, this doesn't produce any milk, bro. But Here you go, little Jimmy. It's okay, man. So these people, even though they've grown in their body hormonally with like producing more testosterone, human growth hormone, they haven't grown mentally because they still have that void inside of them, which is them not showing themselves any attention. They want it from outside. That's why they yell the loudest. Negativity is the loudest. I can have 100 comments and they're all positive. They're like, Mikey, you're amazing. Whoa, this worked. Hey, I want this. I'm going to do this, all this other stuff. But one person's like, oh, he's a scam. Psh, instantly, everyone's like, oh, that random person who no one knows who could be making all this stuff up said that. Because that's the power of negativity. Negativity is that powerful. But it's also a trap for the people, though. Are you going to believe negative things? Are you going to go towards the negative? Are you going to gravitate towards the negatives? Because if so, it's telling on you. It's you trying to tell you. And that's exactly what the hater's not doing. They're not looking at themselves. They're not feeding themselves. They're not loving themselves. And that's why the hate comes out. You can only, you only get what you want, like you were saying before. But at the same time, you can only say what's inside. I couldn't say the tenacious, indomitable spirit of the human soul and the animation source and and all this other stuff unless it was in me. I have indoctrinated myself so much in belief and faith of more and doing and going that's all that comes out of me. But the hater has already given up on every single level of life that they've just convinced themselves into the hating position, which is spewing what's inside of them, which is the negativity in a sense. So these people, when they do that, they become stunted because you're supposed to continue growing. You're supposed to be becoming into like some sort of next level entity, deity person who can continue living in that level. So me, I'm almost 40. I'm 37 years old now. Probably besides my hair and my hairline and stuff like that, most people would not think that I'm whatever 40 or whatever like that. That's because I have been able to come into a stasis in my skin and my appearance and everything else of how I look because of continuing to grow into the actual next level of life, not just growing career wise. I'm not trying to grow in my career. I don't care. Money, no money. It doesn't matter. I can't be broken because I'll just put my spirit out there. I'll get something else. Favor over finances. I'm telling you, it works, dude. So either way, but they don't want you to know that. So stay in doubt and go and work all day. Give your life to a check. Who cares? Whatever. So, so when you come into the next engagement of what life actually is, you have the energy to sustain you in that realm. So you can learn what the next realm is going to be prepared for, go into that realm and fulfill that realm. And every realm we go into actually sustains us in that level. And that's a path of immortality by sustaining the purpose of every single realm. It's that most people have given up by the age of 25, and then they stay in that realm and they never move to the next realms, which keeps them preserved, gives them a bunch of energy, ideas, creativity. They stay in this realm. The longer you stay in the realm where you're not supposed to be, it sucks your soul, and that's where they die. They die in 25 when they're 60 because they never grew beyond 25. They never grew beyond 22 or 23, and they stayed there. And that's why they look dead, because they're in a realm they were never supposed to stay in. You're supposed to grow, evolve, advance, because each realm has the energy that you need to live, and that's what supplies us with all this energy.
Yeah, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. I can't wait until the next level, man. What do you think the next level is for me? Can you tell based off how I speak and
100%, I
all
can tell.
that?
100%, dude. So that's why I gave you like those, like, hey, specifically, this is just for Patrick. Hey, Patrick, dude, this guy saw it. It was so obvious for me. I'm not going to share it here with everyone. You got to go in the Discord to see it. But I saw it because it made itself very apparent to me. So your next level isn't even like just the mental or psychological level, but it's a physical growth in your body. So you're going to start doing these things that I share with you, like these little approaches into life, and you're going to do it all throughout the day. And you're actually going to start growing too. I grew like hands down. Sasha, could you stand beside me, please? It's all good. Hold on a second. All right, cool. Oh my gosh, I've been sitting for so long. I don't like sitting, but like the computer is like down the ground. All right, so Sasha used to be, her mouth used to be at my nipple. Sorry about that. And some people are like, well, you're slouching. Even if I slouch and I hunch my shoulders over, my nip is to her eyebrow. But it was a running joke in my family that, you know, Sasha, we're at the same height, like here, she could just walk past and like graze. She can walk past, like bite and run. So like we used to just joke around, have fun, play around. Now, whenever she's beside me, it reaches her. No, this is like your forehead here. And even if I slouch, it's still over her eye. So I've actually grown taller. I don't know how tall I was before. I was always guessing because I never had an official height. I was guessing I was 6'2", or something like that. But I was probably like maybe 6'1", maybe, or somewhere over 6 foot. But now I'm probably like 6'3" or 6'4". So I have definitely grown physically in height over the past year. This is like the past 6 months. This is not even like, oh yeah, through the beginning of the guide, I started growing. No, this is something that it just happened, and I see it, and it's so obvious. I'm like, what the heck? So in the same way, you're about to physically grow as well in height and stature, but also in your muscle, your bone density, but also your muscle density as well. And that's the next level for you, I see, over the next like 6 to 8 months. So get ready.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, dude. You're tall as fuck, man. It's crazy.
I'm still getting tall. I'm almost 40 and I'm growing. People like, again, you have the non-believers out there. That's impossible because your bones fit together. And so like, yeah, because you're not growing. Yeah, the person who's not growing taller, you would say that's impossible because you're not growing. I'm the guy growing, and I'm telling you how it's possible. I'm not going to listen to a loser who's not growing. I'm going to listen to the dude who is. Such common sense. But dude, like, I'm still growing, which means there's another level of us to reach. Now, I said this probably like 2 years ago, roughly, on a live stream on TikTok. I said, because someone's like, hey, man, because they asked me the same question. Hey, Mikey, what's going to happen to you? Like, do you think you're going to evolve or something like that? And I said, I think I'm going to turn and morph into some sort of alien thing. I don't know. I think I'm going to like lose hair, like all over all my body. And I think I'm going to look more alien because it's like, oh, you're probably going to evolve and look like a monkey or a gorilla. And I'm like, yeah, but that would kind of be going backwards. I don't believe in evolution, but like, I think to be more like animalistic or like a primate would most likely be going backwards. But because I'm going forward, I'm growing taller. My head, I don't know if you guys can see, it's starting to cone like the elongated skulls. I don't know. Can you guys see it like that? I can't see the camera if I look that way, but like my head has started to like cone backwards. I have this bump here on my head that's popping up, and I have these brows that are starting to like pop out here on my head. So let me see if I get the white wall behind me. Like there's I have a picture of it, and I posted on my Facebook and stuff like that, but like there is a swelling in the top of my head that's been protruding out, and my whole skull shape has been pulling back, and it's almost like the energy is going out like that. So it's starting to elongate my skull, and that's over the past 2 years as well. So it was right after I made that video. I visited a couple temples in Indonesia and Malaysia, and then after that I started noticing my skull elongating. I went there to go meditate, and then after that my skull started reshaping. I was like, what the heck? And in the beginning I was freaked out about it, but ever since then I've gotten like slight psychic powers to where I have like precognition and stuff. So it's like, well, yeah, it looks kind of weird, but now I can slowly predict the future. And I've been in like good situations ever since. So like, it's kind of like a payoff. Like, I don't really mind. I don't think the ladies notice. No one even notices unless I say it, but I've 100% noticed that in my brows. I have like a line going up my skull now. Like, so I have a line going here and a line going here and a line going here, like a Klingon from Star Trek. I had to look up the word. I didn't watch Star Trek, but I knew that the brown guy with like the ball sack ruffles on his head. I'm like, who is that? What is that? It's a Klingon, and I'm starting to develop that like a Klingon. The funny thing is, I was on another podcast here recently. They're vegan people, I guess, who are like overly spiritual. Not the podcast person, but like some of the audience members. And everything's a negative thing. Like, oh my God, look at that. He drinks blood, so he is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and look at his skull is growing, so like he's a deceiver. And I literally thought to myself when I read that comment, I'm like, if I'm a deceiver, then why would I tell you about my skull? If I'm trying to deceive somebody, wouldn't I hide it? Would I not be open about it? Like, if I was deceiving somebody, would I tell them a lie or something like that? Like, look, he's probably a reptilian who is feeding on this and that. He's a deceiver. Look at him. I'm like, I'm the one pointing. I'm showing you guys. I'm the one revealing this stuff. What do you mean? I'm the one telling you. The deceiver wouldn't tell you this stuff. They'd hide it and all that. So, I mean, you have all these people, man. Again, I think one of the main themes of this specific interview is don't give up. Refuse to live in doubt. It doesn't even matter. You live in hope. That's the main thing. Live in hope. Live in power. Live in authority. Live in tenacity. Live in belief. Like live inside of it, and let nothing negative or pessimistic take you away from it.
I love that.
Oh, man,
I love that.
Why is that freaking? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Perfect. And how are these guys?
It's good.
All right, cool. Yeah. So anyway, that just if you like before I even read a comment, I can feel the energy radiating from it. Like I can just read energy now to where if like just the structure of the way the block of the paragraph is, I can instantly tell if it's a pure authentic question for me, if it's a person supporting me, or if it's a person who is just negative and like bitter. Instantly, like there's energy that radiates from everything. So when you have this detection mechanism, it's almost like a seventh sense. You know, I have a sixth sense, but I also have like a seventh sense now, to where if something is even, I can feel the energy pulsating from something. If something isn't energy of life, I completely avoid it. I might, if it's a hater, I might like mess with them just so like it boosts engagement or something like that, just to play with them, or just tell them to be happy. I'm like, bro, just even if that was true, be happy. Who cares? Just be happy, bro. But the energy, it's almost like some video games. You can go into like super seer mode, to where everything else turns like black and white, but your objective is like vibrant color, right? Like pulsing and beaming. That's what everything in life is starting to show me. So when I'm seeing this comment, I can see, is it pulsing and beaming life, or is it dead? And I only go to what's pulsing and beaming life. And then from that, it's made me vibrant. I mean, I have skin better than most 20-year-olds. Like, I don't do anything for my skin. I don't put lotion on there or moisturizer. I have muscles bigger than people who go to the gym every single day. And I haven't gone to the gym in over 6 years. I take no supplements, no proteins, never been on steroids. I don't take TRT, no peptides. It's crazy because back in the day, there was just, I've never been on steroids. Now I gotta say, well, I've never been on TRT. Now it's, I've never been on peptides. They keep adding to it. Well, if steroids would have been it, they would have been done. Now it's TRT. If TRT would have been it, it would have been done. Now there's peptides. It's just another product to sell people. There's always, and after peptides, it would be something else. QRLLS, whatever. Okay, you have TRT peptides because they didn't suffice. They're not good enough. And in the time they made all those things, in my day, again, like back in 2003, there was just steroids. No one knew of testosterone, anything like that, right? Because I mean, I'm on the older side. I was here before TRT. I was here before HRT. I was here before peptides in that type of manner, before Ozempic, before all this other stuff. I was there with the Atkins diet. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was the Atkins diet day. Again, radio silence. Like a lot of people wouldn't remember. That's how old I am. How long I've been in fitness and everything else. Bally Total Fitness, you know, like you guys remember that, huh? You guys remember Bally Fitness? Exactly. That's how long I've been in this. You remember having to get a VHS tape of a workout versus going online to watch a YouTube video? If you want to work out and learn, you have to buy a VHS tape before DVDs, before P90X, before P90X. All right. So this is the P90X is still the new kid on the block compared to this stuff. You know, Tybo, Billy Blanks. You guys remember Billy Blanks? That's what I'm saying. I've been in this so long and I've seen so many trends: low carbs, high carbs, no fats, high fats, TRT, steroids, peptides, ashwagandha, acai, acai. What else? What else did they have? CMOS, Ziz. Yeah, Ziz was a huge influence to me back in 2012, 13, 14 in there. 2014. Ziz was a huge, but Ziz was 2014. I started in 2003, 2002. Really start getting into like 2001, but Ziz didn't even come to like 2012. I was already in it years, like 11 years before Ziz even came. Ziz was still the new kid on the block, and he passed away back in like 2015 or something like that. I don't know his exact year, but something like that. I'm sure people, his fanboys will like go, you know, oh, that was this. I don't know. I'm just saying he didn't make it to 2016. That's all I gotta say, okay? Because if your way is truly life, why are you dead? And that's why I look at like the people like, well, would you do TRT? Well, would you do peptides? Well, would you do steroids? Well, those people keep dying. Why would they look like, and you can tell the synthetic cocktail is pressing out through their face and their lymphatic system so backed up, their face is bulging. A lot of these science doctors, the exercise scientists, bro, you're such a scientist that you can't even see what's right in front of you because you're trying to look at this. Your face is bulging, your veins are bulging out of your head. At least my hair here, I don't know if you guys can see it. I know I just shaved my head like a couple of days ago. I did not have hair here. Maybe if I do this, you can actually see I have hair, right? I'm shiny. There's shiny here, but this hair was non-existing. Sasha, can you get this freaking camera? I'm going to show these people. God bless it. In Mikey's name, I pray. Here we go. Get the shadow of this thing. Hey, you can actually see. I didn't have any hair here on my head at all. I was bald all the way back to here. All of this. all of this stuff. And I know it hasn't fully filled in yet, but my hair has grown back. I did not have this. This was skin only, no stub, no hair, nothing. If I grow my hair out longer, the hair will come back in, or it'll fill in. But I shave my head because I don't want to deal with an afro. But nonetheless, on the opposite side, nothing against people who are bald. All right. I have been bald. My hair is starting to grow back. We'll see in another 10 years what happens to it. But these exercise scientists have these veins popping out of their head. Their faces are just like pudge, just their face is almost like screaming, help me, I'm trying to breathe. It's like pressing. They're like they're about to throw up at any second. Their lips are super and that's how their face look like, because everything talks. When you see my face, what do you see? You probably see like focus, hope, piercing. Maybe some people see aging. Maybe some people see a narcissist. Maybe some people say like, oh my God, this, but it's all an interpretation, right? But everything has a correct interpretation. We can misinterpret something, but nonetheless, things do have a proper interpretation. Like this here, if you want to consider it a brick, you can call it a brick, but it's a cell phone. And it is that, okay? You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it a brick, you can call it a frisbee, but at the end of the day, this is a cell phone right here, right? You can think whatever you want about me, but nonetheless, there's a correct interpretation about me and there's an incorrect interpretation about me. There's a misinterpretation. Everything is speaking, everything is talking, everything is trying to tell you what it is. That like the ayahuasca stuff back in the Amazon. A lot of people said, hey, shamans, how did you guys find this? And the shamans would say, like, well, the plants told us. The plants told us to do this and do that. That's very true, because the same thing happens with me. I've never taken ayahuasca and I don't plan on it. I don't really care. I can get the same effect just by breathing for free where I'm at. I'm going to travel across the world and pay some money in a mosquito-ridden jungle to go have an effect. I can breathe right now and get the effect. But nonetheless, like the ayahuasca, the plants talk to them. Everything's talking to you. That sports science face and this person and that person, every wrinkle, every gray, every balding, every sag, every this, every that is trying to tell us something. It's trying to communicate. Your bed sheets, your roof, your ceiling, the lights, the atmosphere, the birds, everything is trying to talk to us. Everything is always trying to talk to us. So when you come into this hyper seventh sense, like I'm talking about through the guide with the head growing and like even you're coming into more spatial awareness and everything else, you start to detect these things and you can pick up the signals and you can see like the heat signature. It's almost like a heat map. You can like, oh, that's where the activity is. You can go towards that. And when you partake of it, you intake more life and that life sustains you. So even if you haven't worked out in 6 years, I didn't just lose not lose my muscles. I grew my muscles. They've gotten bigger. I have bigger muscles now than 2024, 2021. I have more hair now, even though it might be hard to see in the light. I have more piercing eyes now, the whites of my eyes. I am taller now. I've grown in height. I didn't have to watch my head on the doors, exiting doors back in the day. That's a new phenomenon for me. It's not because the door frame is smaller that, okay, well, in 2020, we're going to make them smaller. No, I'm literally experiencing height to where I have to like start bowing my head before I enter certain places. Well, what happened? It's only going where the life is. If there's no life there, then don't go there. You don't have to engage in negativity. You don't have to engage in death. People are like, do you drink alcohol? No, I don't want to kill myself. Why would I want to cause brain damage? Why would I want to do that? People are gravitating. They're not gravitated. They're gravitating towards death and they keep partaking of it. Then they wonder, why am I sick? Why am I gaining weight? But when you get this seventh sense, you can see the energy signature of everything. You start going towards life and you feed on it and it just changes you in every single way. Your consciousness expands, your height, your muscles, your energy, and everything else. Wild stuff.
Inspiring, man. Experiencing half the things I've experienced, following the life guide, man, and like knowing half the things you experience and where I'm probably gonna end up. Like I just feel like lucky, man, lucky. But it's like being in the middle of the universe, the world, and knowing this stuff. It's like it just feels, bro, like I won the lottery. You know what I mean, man? Finding you here on TikTok and stuff like that. I'm not even stream on TikTok, but you know what I mean. It's
I don't know
crazy,
what
man.
happened to TikTok, bro, but TikTok is crashing out, man. Like TikTok, you need to wake up, dude. Come on. You were a leader in the game, and now you're behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, man. You're more lucky than the people who win the lottery, because the people who win the lottery are still in their own lives. They still get into tremendous amounts of debt. Now you have life without even needing anything because you're living off your own source. You're living off your own fuel. You're living off your own soul. And you have that power for the rest of, even if you don't grow at all in the guide from here on out, you still have an insurmountable amount of power that traverses through every decade of your life. From this moment on, you're always going to be favored. You're always going to be in this position. You're always going to have this knowledge and understanding. Now, you're not going to stay here. You're going to grow and it's going to compound. But nonetheless, even if you just took what you've learned just this much from the guide and the Discord community, it is enough to bless you for the rest of your life. For the rest of just from what you know things now that people have died. People have gone to the grave not knowing what you now know that you learned from the Discord and the guide. They missed out on the opportunity to truly live, and you got to know this at a young age in your 20s. It's never too late. Even people in their 60s come into the Discord community. People in their 50s, people who are post-menopausal, guys who have already retired, stuff like that. It doesn't matter what age you learn it, but the fact that you learned it before you pass, at that point, you can actually start living what this life really is. So, dude, you're luckier than anybody who ever won the lottery, man. Because you have true power of life, not just financial. Because the lottery is only pertaining to money. Okay, what happens when money can't save you? Money can't save you in every situation. Money cannot save you in every situation. Sometimes money can get you into worse situations. Sometimes people will kidnap people's children to get a ransom. Sometimes money will put you in worse situations. So there's powers and levels and realms to life that you can access that supersede the effect of fiat currency. And you're living from that because you're living from the animation source of your soul day by day, more and more.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff, man. I want part of me like wants to like it's not, I don't think it's selfish, but I think like I want the powers, man. I want the crazy empathy. I want the crazy like I mean, I know like based off of what you say, and I've even experienced back in 2024, I was still living in a moldy apartment. Back in 2024, I reached a height that was just like crazy. Where it was like I'm trying to kind of get to that, but I'm almost there this year, I feel. But it's crazy stuff.
Well, for yourself, right? So like Patrick would just share that he was living in a moldy apartment back in 2024. Patrick told me some symptoms that he was experiencing in his life. I've never met Patrick. And for some reason, I always forget what state you're in. Are you in Pennsylvania? Is it Pennsylvania? Massachusetts, bro. Like, again, there we go. I just forgot for some reason. So I don't know anything about Patrick, right? I don't know his social security number. I didn't even know like how old he was. I knew he was like, like early 20s, right? I know he's not from like Tucson, Arizona or something like that. I'm like, it's somewhere like northeast, somewhere over there, right? But ultimately, Patrick was sharing like, hey, man, I'm experiencing these symptoms. And when he told me that same thing, hey, Mikey, I'm experiencing this. He told me this. I was able to see behind it. And his energy that he would speak from told me his entire life. And I'm like, bro, there's mold in your apartment. It wasn't even a mold condition. It wasn't even like, oh, it's just this. But he said something. I wasn't sure what all was because this was like over a year ago. And
it was the breathlessness.
Yeah. So that too as well.
Yeah.
Probably the asthma and I mean, I don't know. You might have been living in there all your life. I have no idea, like in that type of situation. But his words behind his words said, oh, he has a mold infestation in his apartment. And that's what it told me. So I told Patrick, like, yo, you have mold in your apartment. You cannot fix it. You have to move. And there were some other people like, well, we don't know that. Like, we don't know if he has mold in his apartment. I think even people from the community were like, well, Patrick, before you just moved, like do a mold test and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, you can do the mold test. You can spend the money and go do it. I'm telling you, because his words, not what he was saying, told me his words behind his words were saying like, this is the product of mold, because every energy that you're in speaks for itself. That's how liars can get caught. So even if they're telling you the story, the energy never lies, right? But energy is always speaking in every way. It's not just telling the truth or like the revealing liars. It's like, well, hey, the energy's like, there's mold in the apartment. Hey, this food's contaminated. Hey, it's this. I remember even Ruslan was saying something about a fish. He said something about blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you ate a mackerel at this time and blah, 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 didn't you? He's like, dude, how the heck did you know exactly what fish I was eating and what part? And I'm like, your energy told me. So like, this is the cone head, the psychic and everything. I'm not claiming to be psychic at all, but I'm just saying I can pick up the signal of what's being said. So with Patrick in that specific situation, bro, you have a mold infestation. Some of the members of the Discord, maybe like one or two, like, hey, well, before you just get up and move, because you might not have a mold infestation. Go get a mold test. So I was sharing, and they're like, yeah, he can get a mold test, but it's there. That's what his energy is telling me. That's why he is experiencing all these things. Sure enough, he got a mold test, infestation, overrun with like mold in the walls and everything else. Since then, Patrick has moved out. He got his family and everybody else, his dad, brother, and everything else, and they have moved out into a new place because it was confirmed that there was mold there. But the mold, now this is the next level of it. We actually talked about why the mold was there. The mold wasn't there because it's very rainy in Massachusetts. It's not there because like, oh my God, it's just like no sunshine ever. That house is full of mostly older, bitter people who have given up on life, and their energy resonance has vibrated in the walls and has cultivated mold. Because I think it was a little bit of an older place, but nonetheless, it wasn't moldy because of the older place. It was moldy because the energy of the people have already given up and they were bitter. So then I asked Patrick, like, hey, are there like older people there? Like primarily, like, yeah, maybe there's like a few kids, but like it's primarily like older people, like 50 and 60 who are just bitter, who've given up on life. I don't want to call 50 old, but guys, you get what I'm saying, right? They're not like 20 years old. It's not a bunch of Gen Zs in the apartment. It's most likely like older people who've given up on life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Patrick was like, yeah. Are they very bitter? He's like, yeah, they are. That's the reason for the mold. So the problem wasn't even the mold for Patrick. The problem was all the energy that he was being surrounded by was disbelief, negativity, and it was suffocating his faith and his hope. And that's why he was having trouble breathing. It wasn't even the, hey man, I'm having this, and part of it is trouble breathing. Okay, well, that's mold, but even beyond that, no one around you believes. They're suffocating your air. Not that they're bad, not that they're energy vampires, not that they need to be burned down and, torched with the mold or anything like that.
Yeah.
But these people were resonating such energy that it chokes his ability. So it was reverting him. And guess what? Patrick was having trouble growing muscles. He was having trouble growing taller and bigger and more masculine. That was one thing that he wants. Like, bro, because Patrick looks young AF, bro. And that's a gift. He may not see it as a gift, but like that's free. Dude, wait till you're like 50 or 60. You're gonna love it, okay? But Patrick, hey, I want to be more masculine. I want to exude my masculine features. Well, when Patrick got out of that position, that place, and he moved and he got out of the mold and everything else, he started developing bigger muscles. He became like Romeo, like Fabio on the cover of these like women's novels, magazines, and books. Like he's like this handsome. I can see Patrick on a horseback, bro. Like every picture of Patrick needs to be on a horseback, shirtless, riding on the beach, bro. Like seriously, this guy is very handsome dude, right? But these things started being expressed when he got away from that energy. That energy was keeping him in a childlike state because these old people didn't believe, in a bad childlike state because he couldn't grow. He can only grow as big as his atmosphere. Now that he got out of there, within 2 months, he went from like boyish look to like masculine dude in no time because of the energy, because you hear the energy behind the energy behind the energy, and it tells you everything that's going on. Now you can just position yourself effortless, so easy. So that's something that you guys should know. This because a lot of people come to me like, hey, Mikey, how do I lose 5 pounds? Hey, Mikey, how do I starve myself in a fast? Fasting's stupid. Stop fasting. Stop fasting, guys. Stop fasting, okay? Hey, how do I starve myself in a fast? How do I lose 5 pounds? How do I get? I'm like, bro, there's deeper. I promise you, there's deeper things than you just having fitness. There's deeper things than you carb cycling or being a vegan or being a carnivore, fasting or anything like that. And it's being able to have so much freaking cognitive energy that you can detect the subtleties of even the energy that's being expressed in the syntax structure of the sentence that tells you everything. And that can position you to be the most favorable spot. I do it for myself. I do it for my family. And I even do it for my Discord members. There was even a member he asked me all the stuff. I left him a voice message. I'm like, here, pick this energy up. And he did it. And in 30 minutes, he landed a deal over $75,000. 30 minutes. He got the energy that I was saying. He did what I was saying. He applied it. And within 30 minutes, he landed a deal for $75,000. Because this energy. It's not about money. It's not about finance. It's not about the right woman, the right this, the right that. It's just about energy and truly detecting it. Not just any energy, but being so coherent that you can see the detail. You can see the lines of the matrix and you can go in there and do whatever you want. I don't believe in the matrix, but it's something like that. We'll have a few more questions if you want to, Patrick, or we can chill it here. But after that, guys, we'll be answering everyone's questions in the comments. So, Patrick, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask them, bro. And if not, we can go to the comment section.
I'm good on questions, but I remember when you told me, man, like about like the mold, and I didn't even know, man. I was living in that moldy apartment for 9 years, I looked at my life like in the past like 8 years, 7 years, and it all made sense. Like so many things, like the friend group I had. Oh, I thought you were. Never mind.
I'm,
The, fr- the fr-
I'm just scratching my ear. I want to make sure I hear this. I'm
oh,
clearing
I
my
thought
ears
you
out. Oh,
said you couldn't
yes,
hear me.
yes, and more.
But the friend group I had, every relationship that was going wrong, like it all made sense. And it's just like there's a deeper approach to like health and the life guide is just crazy, man. I saw that for myself. Like when I was following the life guide back in 2024, I saw that for myself. I gained all this awareness. Of course, I was in the moldy apartment over the winter, and then now I'm just getting back. I got back on the horse and gaining muscle without working out, and it's awesome, guys. It's powerful. I'm telling you, man.
And the cool thing about this is
Crazy.
we will be posting this to YouTube and everything else. So Patrick is in my Discord community. So he's also in collaboration with the guide now. Because here's the thing. I'll tell you guys this. This is the reason why I even sell the guide, do the guide, whatever, right? Because it's literally the only thing I actually believe in. I don't believe in anything else. I don't believe in supplements. I don't believe in working out. I believe in this because here's the thing: you can have an effect with supplements. You can have an effect with fasting. You can have an effect with working. You can do all this stuff, and everything affects everything. Everything in reality has an effect, but there's a higher level of effectivity, and that's why I go after the highest thing. And so far, the guide is the highest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And remember, I've been in fitness and health for 23 years now. So like over 2 decades. And I've seen every diet, every fad, keto, paleo, carnivore, vegan, blah, 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 high carb, low carb, carb cycle, blah, 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 all this stuff. I've never witnessed anything greater than the guide. So that's why I even sell it. So Patrick reverses asthma, has brought greater muscular definition in his body, has advanced his manhood and his masculinity. He went from being like boyish features and shapes to like growing into his body seemingly overnight. And this is after puberty. So Patrick, it's not like he's 13 going into 14, 15, 16. He was 22 going into 23. And at a specific point in his life with embracing the guide, everything changed. So even Patrick believes in this stuff. So this is the only thing I actually believe in. This is why I back the guide and stand behind it, because I don't believe that you need some sort of, you can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you don't take medicine. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just saying I see this as greater than surgery, medicine, fitness, health, every single realm. I don't know anything that's more higher than this, because all this actually shows you is how to see yourself. When you see yourself, you have everything. So that's why I present in the guide. So if you guys want to get the guide, I'll be posting a link to it below with Patrick's code and Patrick's link. So all the people who buy from here now, actually Patrick will get a kickback and it'll go fund his channel and everything else. He's living it. Patrick, how long have you been doing the guide ultimately?
Ultimately, 2 years.
2 years.
Two,
So
three
it's not
years.
something like he's like, okay, 1 month. Oh, this is bull crap. He's been doing this faithfully for 2 years. This is not like, oh, this is Mikey's results. And like, I believe this. No, Patrick, like not even 1 year. Because in that 1 year, he could have found something better. Like, okay, yeah, Mikey's stuff is cool, but this is better. In 2 years, he's like, nah, bro, cleared my asthma, greater muscular results. I'm in a better place. I can see energies now. His life is getting, and he even said, like, I feel like I'm not even at the full level yet. Even after 2 years of living the guy, he's like, I see that there's more. So Patrick believes in it. I believe in it. There's undeniable results in both of us, for both of us, and even on all the other people that I share on their testimony and stuff like that. So I believe in this. I back it. Patrick believes in it. So since he does as well, I'm putting his link down below. Is there a special code for Patrick?
To health. Path to health.
It's that beautiful voice from Sasha. So whenever you guys do go in to check out, you can use Patrick's link and type in path to health and you get a discount for the guide.
Yeah, the code is path2 health.
Okay,
Just so you
path
guys know.
to, like number 2
Yeah.
numerically. So path to health, number 2. So path to number 2 health.
Yeah.
And then you guys can get a discount on that. Patrick gets a kickback and you guys get the guide. So yeah, I'll be dropping that down below once we actually post the video. Everyone who does an interview with me, I'm going to give you guys an affiliate link so everyone here can be, I love for everything to circulate. I'm not a take the whole pie guy. I don't even care. I even showed, because I'm not a very materialistic guy at all, but I showed yesterday on my live I went on, I finally bought something with some of the funds that I got, and it was a slingshot. I don't have anything. I'm a minimum. Like, yeah, the houses are like big and spacious because I like space to move, because I just want my body to be able to move. But I own nothing. I don't own anything. I have no desire for anything besides human connection and stuff like that. I don't care about a car or a gaming system. I don't purchase anything. The one thing I purchased was a slingshot, and it cost me $2. So I don't mind sharing the pie because I don't even do anything with it anyway, besides just feedback into you guys and what we're doing here and everything else. So we definitely keep that circulating and going. So if you guys do want to become an affiliate or just it, if you have the guide and you believe in the guide and you're, because I have people who get the guide, they've seen crazy results and like, bro, I told all my friends and family to get the guide. If you want to, you can sign up for an affiliate link and then it goes back to you so you can make content and stuff like that. So go through the Discord, hit that up, sign up, and then you guys can also just circulate with all this as well. So we're going to go into the questions now. Patrick, thank you so much for being here. So if you guys have a question for Patrick, drop it down below. If you have a question for me or whoever, it could be a question about anything. We'll take the next like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so to talk about this. It's pretty late where Patrick's at right now, so I won't keep him up too late. And if at any point in time, Patrick, you have to go because you have work or something like that, it's totally fine. Just let me know. But we're opening up the comment section right now. Sasha, kick us off.
Awesome. So Frenchie Norris asked.
I got you. I'm going to do this actually. I'm going to set Sasha up, girl. I'm going to set my team up for success. I love you, girl.
So Frenchie Norris from IG said, Mikey, are you dry fasting?
Patrick, am I dry fasting?
No, he doesn't fast. He doesn't really fast. You can't even call it a fast.
Patrick is so smart. He's right. I don't fast. So I'm not dry fasting. I'm not wet fasting. I'm not up fasting. I'm not down fasting. I'm not fasting, period. Actually, I'm sitting down. I'm not even moving, bro. I'm going so slow. I'm not even moving. I don't fast. I just chill. Fast is actually, even in a accelerated motion term, is not even what you want to do. Maybe for some sprints here and there, like sprinkled out through your month or something like that. But you actually want to move slow. You want to slow. Don't fast. Do the opposite. I'm the opposite of a fast. I tell you guys to eat as much as you want. Patrick, have I ever told you to fast?
Never.
Can you, on the guide, can you eat as much as you want?
Yes, eat as much as you want. It's crazy, and you won't gain fat. Yeah.
Do you actually get full though?
Yeah, you get satiated, and then you feel good. With all that.
So there's some people who go to a buffet, eat for like an hour or 2 hours, and then in an hour later, they'll get hungry again. When you eat the very specific things that I share with you on the guide, you don't get hungry anymore. You can eat as much as you want. You can't out-eat yourself. So never fast. Eat every single day. That's how you get these results. I don't need to fast for clear skin. I already have it. I don't need to fast for autophagy. I already produce my own stem cells and cellular regeneration. Fasting is just a gimmick for people who don't know they have to biohack. But when you have the key, you don't have to hack. I don't have to hack the firewall. I know the passcode. And I give you guys the passcode in the guide.
Awesome. Loves.
Here, Sasha. Here, take it.
I thought it'd be easier. But okay. Love's Presence asked, I just joined. Who is Patrick?
Patrick, can you share a little bit about yourself, man? I bet these women love Patrick. I bet you anything. Like, who's this handsome man?
Yeah, I'm 23 years old. I've been following the Life Guide for about 2 years. I met Mikey on TikTok, and yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm single. So if you wanna...
So Patrick is a member in the Discord. He's been following the guide for 2 years now. Again, I shared this earlier that any point in time you could have found something better. It's out there, right? There's other influence. First off, I'm not an influencer. I'm not a guru. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a breatharian. Like, people have the weirdest theories about me. I'm not a Mossad agent. I'm not a government plant. I'm not a vampire. I'm not a trans female to male. I've heard it all. I'm not a reptilian. I'm not a draconian, even though I'll post dragon pictures on my Facebook and stuff like that. I'm just messing around with you guys. I've heard the craziest stuff, right? So in that entire time of 24 months, right, over 700 days, Patrick could have easily found something that's different or better or whatever. But he's like, dude, in 2 years, he's found nothing better. And he's going to say cured his asthma. I like to say like reversed his asthma because he's brought his body back into an optimal state. But reversed asthma, put on muscle. He's gained. How much weight have you gained? Because Patrick's thing was to gain weight, right? I have a lot of people say, okay, Mikey, you help a lot of people lose weight, but can it help me gain weight? Patrick, how much weight have you gained like in the past like month or two?
15 pounds.
15 pounds without working out, without going to the gym, without taking supplements, without peptides, without TRT, without any of this stuff. He's gained 15 pounds, not a fat. Look at that. I mean, that dude right there, that is lean muscle mass that he's put on just by occupying the harmonic state. 15 pounds. Okay. So, Mikey, well, does it help me gain weight? Yes, because it puts you in the optimal state. Patrick and his, like, our goal together was not for him to gain weight, but when he's in the optimized state, he just by default gains weight because that's what his body actually wants. And guess what? He's not going to lose it. People go to the gym, take a bunch of supplements and everything else. The moment they stop, they deflate, lose all their gains. Patrick came from a place of not trying to pursue. It was given to him, and now it's sustained automatically. He has to do nothing to that. And he just started too. See, he just gained 15 pounds. He's about to gain another 15 pounds here shortly.
Cool. So Tone said, Patrick, just wanted to say you got a cool vibe. I like your facial expressions and how you tell your stories.
Appreciate that, Tone, man. I love you, man. Appreciate it.
And
Tone is the dude, man. Tone, what up, bro? What up, Tone? I love you, man. I don't know. Tone gets me hype, dude.
And then conscious harmony for Mikey. What would you say is your root intention?
To live. My whole intention is just to live. That's it. Nothing else. That's all I want to do. And it seems that when you live, you become psychic, you become defined, angular, muscular, symmetrical, and all this other stuff. So, like, my purpose and my goal is never to gain weight, lose weight, gain muscle. It's not have nothing to do with fitness. It's to occupy and obtain the highest state of life itself. So
Beautiful. And then on the YT, DGGA asked, can I do the guide even if I never want to eat animals?
cool. So that's a great question. If you never want to eat animals, then you have a bias. Okay. So the guide tells you, hey, do you drop your bias? Hey, Mikey, can I do the guide but still work out? That's you wanting to come in. Hey, Mikey, can I do the guide and still be vegan? That's you wanting to do it. Hey, can I do this new life but stay the same? You cannot experience something new unless you change. Okay. So now in the guide, there are over 1,000 different things to do. Do we have the guide anywhere around us? I'll show you guys it. Maybe mainly the paperback, but if you have the hardcover, that's cool too. It's cool either way. There are like literally 1,000 different things to do. So guess what? 90% of them have nothing to do with what you eat. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do that has nothing to do with eating. Can you apply those? Of course. But the main thing of the guide is to drop all biases, like your intentions and what you want, and start just allowing life to give you what it wants. I don't tell you what to do. I don't tell Patrick what to do. If Patrick wanted to stay, once he found out he had mold in his apartment, if he wanted to stay there, I would not pressure him to move. It's whatever he wants to do, because you have to willingly approach life, and that's where all the superpowers come from. It's a willing heart. So if you don't want to eat animals, cool, then don't. But here, can you hold this, Sasha? The guide is this thick. This is a cell phone here, so you get to see. Thank you so much, Leigh. You're amazing. How thick the guide is. It's like an encyclopedia worth of stuff. And this is what I could put in there to make it make sense. But in the Discord community, I have over 8,000 messages. I have a lot of voice memos and stuff like that. The guide is full of just like, do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. This is a page, right? And on the back of that page, do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. Do this. And this is not about food or anything like that. So there's over 1,000 different things, probably more than that, of do's and don'ts, what to approach and what not to approach, that are completely not correlated with food, while simultaneously you can approach it at your own level and your own rate. So if you want to do the guide and still eat a vegan diet, a vegetarian diet, totally. But the main thing of the guide has nothing to do with what you eat. It has nothing to do with even what to do, what don't to do, but it has everything to do with your embrace. It's telling you, just choose the highest way. That's what I'm saying in the guide. Choose the highest way. Choose the highest way. Choose the highest way. When you do that, you automatically come into shape. When you do that, you automatically have all this energy. When you do that, you're automatically excited and exuberant about life. When you do that, you start experiencing. But if you have your biases, no, life has to look like this. If it doesn't look like the way I want it to, then I'm not going to do it. Well, that's why people die, because they keep trying to formulate life the way they think it should be. But life is beyond your intelligence. It's beyond what you know. I don't care about eating animals. I don't care if I don't eat animals. I don't care if I do eat animals. I don't care if I do. I don't care. Life show me. And that's how I made the life guide. And once I made the life guide, guess what happened? I ended up growing my hair back. My teeth got wider. My eyes changed colors. My muscles got bigger. I got taller. I could not have foreseen any of this stuff. I didn't see myself getting taller. Like, what? I'm like mid-30s. How, like, I didn't, like, when I started the guy, I was like probably like 33 or something like that, 34 or something. Like, I didn't see myself getting taller. Like, what? But it happened because I approached life unbiasedly, no preference. All right, life, you show me what to do. And as I did that, I got every single blessing. So do you have to eat animals to do the guide? No, there's 1,000 other things that you can do that completely uncorrelate with food and what you eat. But if you want the fullness of the effect, I'm not telling you have to eat animals, but you have to approach life with no personal preference. All right, life, you show me and I'll do what you want. And you get results like crazy. Patrick's gained 15 pounds without working out. I've gained probably 2 inches in height. Women have gotten healed of their PCOS or PMOS. People have become more fertile. People have, there's one guy who reversed Tourette's. He was born with Tourette's, reverses Tourette's, his condition in his brain. Very powerful stuff when you have no preference.
Beautiful. So on YouTube or YT, it says,
No, it's cool. You can say it.
Okay.
TikTok. TikTok will ban you if you say like YouTube and stuff like that.
oh, okay.
Or they'll like shadow. They'll like suppress your feed and stuff.
Oh, well, Whoop, Hello World said, how do you pick up on the right energy without letting your own get in the way?
Well, just like we said before, like you approach life unbiasedly without any sort of preference. So how do you not let your own energy get in the way? Well, we've been, in a sense, living in a state of like no preference. And I've been doing that for 5 years, at least here in this realm. Patrick's been doing it for 2 years. So if Patrick had to move, he's like, screw it, I'll move. Because he doesn't have a preference. Yeah, I'd rather stay here because it's easier. I could save money. It's just a little bit of mold. No, Patrick's like, I got to move. I'll do it. So therefore, he's already engaged in this type of life and in an embrace of like, hey, there's something beyond what I know. I have no preference. Let me just go into it. And every time he's gotten blessed. He's gotten bigger, handsome, stronger, more energetic, more happier, more elated. Same thing with me. I got all these other things too. So we've been living a life of no preference. So now when it comes to interpreting energy, you see how to disassociate yourself with it so you can interpret it correctly. That's how the guide is. That's everything it starts on.
And then on IG, Being Mario is Super asked, is it possible with a very intense physical work? I ate the minimum, but it's difficult to stop. But I get it. Got to find the way to turn everything into consumable energy.
That's not what we're saying, because when you get on the guide, you're going to become a super genius and you're going to find out ways to make finances without having to exhaust yourself. So you're already trying to you're trying to make it make sense from the state that you're in. I'm telling you, you got to hop outside of that closed, contracted realm, and it's going to make sense beyond what you could ever even think. You have genius ideas that just bless you. And now you don't have to try to operate. Well, here, let me work exhaustively and do this stuff to try to make this work and this happen. It's like, no, the guy's going to give you superpowers. Like Patrick, like how is your consciousness now thinking when you're trying to come up with ideas versus 2 years ago?
Almost instant. Just it's like God's computer, man. Sometimes it's crazy.
You're just
You
plugged
know,
in. It just makes sense so fast. And so many people. So this is Patrick, right? Because I can't have all the people who's ever done the guide on here at once. This is one out of many who have now have a super conscious to where they're able to detect, interpret, and apply at a faster rate that they put their life in a better situation. But if you're trying to make sense of it outside, like you don't have the guide and all this other stuff, like, okay, I get it. It's this, that. It's not that. It's not about eating a minimum amount of calories or the minimum amount or trying to get energy like that. No, it's about truly coming into and embodying the super consciousness that you are and applying it towards things that actually matter. I'm not saying what you're doing right now doesn't matter, but when you have this extra energy, it reveals things to you that you never saw previously. And that's where the power, that's when it starts.
Beautiful. And then Bizarro Mikey or Mickey said, you're the man, Mikey. I've been reading the guide, eating so much better, but I got to jump into the Discord group. And then
I want to say this.
Mhm.
So if you guys have bought the guide here in the past, whenever you have a free week in the Discord, like people don't get that message. Like if you've ever bought the guide, you get a free week in the Discord. So use it. Hop in, like come in and hang out with Patrick. He's there. He's a real guy and he's extremely encouraging. So to see this guy here, I don't know what's like maybe here on Instagram, but here on YouTube, wherever we are, right, or Facebook or whatever, this is a real person seeing real results, sharing them daily. And you can see his check-in photos from a year ago to now. Like, holy crap, you can see the difference. There are real people in there sharing real results of real applications of the guide, having real success financially, relationship wise in their body, and you can actually see what's going on in real time. It's not like, oh, you get the guide. People are like, oh, I got the book. Okay, that's it. No, you go in there and you see it, how it's affecting people from Massachusetts or Dubai. There's some people from Australia, Asia, all over the world, all having the same results. So whenever you get in there, you actually see like, oh, dude, this works. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, younger side or older side, from this part of the world to that part of the world. It works for every single person. So hop in. It's free for a
Beautiful.
week.
They also asked, what kind of toothbrush should I get?
You should get a non-toxic plant fiber, bamboo fiber, coconut fiber wooden toothbrush that hasn't been treated. We have links for it, I think, in the Discord, right? Yeah.
And then the next question is from Samuel on FB. He asked, what's the essence of drinking animal blood?
Again, I'm not going to promote drinking animal blood, but it's very powerful for myself. That's it. I'm not going to tell you guys to do it. Patrick, have you ever drank blood before?
Nah, not
Okay,
yet.
I'm not going to tell you to do it on this live, but in the Discord, I might like, hey, bro, if you ever get a chance to try it, you've eaten like raw meat and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't even tell you guys to eat raw meat, but guess what the meat was before it was meat? It was blood. Blood is the compound that comes together to even make the organ or the meat or the this or the that. So when you eat meat, you're just eating, in a sense, frozen blood, in a sense, like the liquid became a solid because the bond came together. Now it's not fluid. So the blood is simply what the meat was before it was meat. But I'm not going to tell you to drink blood. Okay. So next topic.
Which on IG, we have FDKG, anyways, they asked, can Patrick talk about his journey?
Patrick, they want to hear from you, bro. They want to hear
Yeah.
from the handsome Fabio,
Of course.
Patrick, the one and only.
Yeah, man, I've come a long way, man. It used to be crazy, like as far as my anxiety and depression. The big reason why I started the life guide wasn't for muscles. It wasn't for, all the other stuff, fasting or anything like that. It was just my mental health, man. It was just really bad. I wanted real answers. I was going to the doctor and they told me, oh, drink water. I was thinking like these guys don't know what they're talking about. So then I just like, then I set an intention one day and I was like, I just want to get healthy. I want answers. And then I just stumbled across Mikey on TikTok. And it's just like, I just dove in. It was just like right in front of me. So I just dove in, got the PDF at the time. That's what it was called. And my life has changed ever since. It's just like blessings and just like fucking, it's amazing. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy, man.
100%. And no, okay, two things. One, no shame on the practitioners, the doctors, anything like that. But did they look healthy? And maybe they did, but I don't know. But like, I'm asking, did they look healthy?
Nah, my doctor's skin was just like really bad, blotchy and stuff like that. So,
Blotchy, flaky, dermatitis, most likely. It's because they're under false lights all day, LED lights and stuff like that, fluorescent lights. And that stuff, when like your body absorbs everything. So every type of light source that hits you, your skin absorbs it. So doctors being in a controlled, conditioned atmosphere, enclosed room every single day, literally they absorb all that stuff, all the plastics in the air, all of the lights and everything like that. And then all that stuff will make their skin not gleam and shine. And they don't even know it, but they'll tell you how to be healthy, but they don't even know the very atmosphere they're in is destroying them.
yeah. Most
Well,
definitely. I
and
can
then the
see
second
that.
thing is this. So when you got the PDF, how many pages was it back then? Do you remember? How many pages was the PDF?
It was like 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that.
Maybe like
Now it's
22.
like,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, so
Oh,
like
okay.
so the first PDF ever was roughly around 22, and then we like advanced it like to 40, and then maybe like 50, and then eventually like it went over 100. Like, whoa, it's 100 pages now.
Yeah.
Now it's going on 400, so nearly 400 pages of like, hey, do this, don't do that. So hey, can I be a vegan and be the guy? Like, yeah, dude, there's like almost 400 pages like things to do. So there's a lot. It takes you roughly over a year to even complete all the things in here. You're not going to get this and complete in a day or a week or a month or even half a year. It may take you over a year to even start like getting a stride of doing it. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience, but nonetheless, like there's a lot to do. So you just do it at a sustainable rate and a pace. So cool. I'm gonna go ahead and give Patrick. It's super late where you are, Patrick. If you got to go, it's all good, bro. I'm gonna keep going live. If you got to go to sleep, like don't feel pressure you have to stay. But if you can stay, people, I'm sure they want to talk to you. But if you got to
I can
go, don't feel
stay,
like you have
yeah.
to stay. Are you
No,
good
I'm
to
good.
stay?
Just my phone at the charge, yeah.
Okay, dope, man. Awesome. Sashi, you want to say the next thing? All right.
Conscious Harmony from IG asked, how long did it take you to publish the guide, and when did you know that it was ready?
Wow. Okay. So how long did it take me to publish? Yes, I am a published author. And I didn't make the guide for people. I didn't make the guide to sell. I was actually doing others. So I'd already technically retired because I found all this information out way before. I was trying to find out how to do it in a sustainable rate because like it would fluctuate. My results would, get a bunch of stuff in and like it would be dry for some time and this and that. So once I truly figured this out, I technically retired roughly like 2019, late 2019, 2020. I was still figuring out a little bit, but like nonetheless, I was already doing a lot of the stuff that we talked about prior about engaging in life and getting blessed and everything else. But the guide, I made it because I saw my family's health deteriorating. For one, I was losing my eyesight. I got LASIK back when I was 22, and my eyesight was shot. I couldn't even see anymore. And that was like 32 or something like that, 31, 32. Lay's, I point to Lay's because she's over here. Her gums were bleeding just all the time. Her gums started bleeding. And then Sasha, she was like becoming highly inflamed and stuff like that. So I made the guide as hey, my family's going to do this for the best life because I don't want them getting sick or having to take medication or go to the doctor and get surgery. So I started just looking out for my own family. Well, we were already living the guide for over a year, like well over a year. And then people start seeing my skin and my life. And I would do like mukbangs on TikTok. So I'd go on live on TikTok and people are like, dude, you're so ripped and you have some, your skin's glowing. Like, do you work out? Do you have a facial routine or something like that? I'm like, no. Like, what do you do? I'm like, well, I do my notes. I have these, what Patrick was saying, the PDF. They were just my notes on my iPhone. And people are like, I want your notes. Like, I'll pay for them. I'm like, you want my notes? You want to like know my notes of like what I have for my family? Like, yeah. It's like, send me a link and I'll buy it from you. And I'm like, okay. And at that point, people are like, yeah, I want to buy it too. Yeah, I want to buy his notes. I want to buy his notes. So people they came to me wanting to buy it. I was like, okay, sure. Yeah. So at that point, I started selling my notes and it was just a document. So I had to take my notes on my iPhone and put them into like Google Docs. And then we started just selling that. And that's what the PDF was for like a long time. And people would just start buying it and stuff like that. And then eventually people are like, hey, if you make this into a physical copy, I'll buy that from you. I'll buy a physical copy from you. And I'm like, it took me a while because I never want to make this a thing because like I don't want to be known as an influencer because even before I wasn't an influencer. I've never been in like the face of media and stuff like that. I never really cared because I feel like people should have their own free will to think. I don't want to influence somebody on how to think because I've always been about freedom and liberation and like think for yourself. Like don't follow me, like question life yourself. But then so many people are getting like Patrick, right? He got healed or he reversed his asthma. Steve reversed his Tourette's. I had women who had migraines for over 20 years and they went to doctors and physicians that never got better, but they got on the guide. And in 2 weeks, their 20-year issue was gone and never came back. And I'm like, whoa, this is really helping people. So, cysts and all kinds of stuff, psoriasis, the list goes on. So I'm like, you know what? I can deal with being an influencer or like a social media presence because this is truly making a large impact in people's life. And then went from health into like success in finances into relationships. And now it's just a whole life expansion to where like when people get the guide, I've had so many testimonies now. Because after I knew that other people were going to get it, I put certain encryptions in the guide, like code words and stuff like that, like the way the sentence structure is and syntax, that there's a specific code inside that whenever people just obtain the guide and just get it, of course, through like rightful methods, like not illegally or something like that, but they get a hold and they get the guide, just its presence alone starts taking effect in their life, even if they don't read it or apply it. And there's been multiple people like, dude, I bought the guide in the first week. I haven't even read it. I lost 10 pounds just from that. Some other people are like, man, I bought the guide, and all of a sudden, the moment I got the guide, I started seeing way more favor in my life. I put certain codes and structures in here so that way it just blesses people's life. And now people on every single level, financially, energetically, mentally, obviously aesthetically, and everywhere else, relationship wise, it's affected people's life so great. Now I'm trying to turn the world into the best place because I'm living in it. So now that's kind of what the guide is, and that's when I learned how to publish it, or that's when I published it, and when I knew it was ready. By the way, with all that being stated, we're still making advancements to the guide. So the guide started out as 22 pages. Now it's like 340 something pages, 346 or something like that. But we're always adding to the guide. So we add to the guide every single year. So whenever you come to the Discord community, if you're a member, you get the newest version of the guide free with your membership. So the guide's not ready as in the sense it's done. It's always being added to, and we're just going at that rate. So as life continues, we're going to keep adding to it and making it bigger and better and everything else. It's a growing thing because it itself lives and it affects people's life. All right, a few more, and then we're going to go.
Beautiful. So on YT, Meadowmaker asked, Mikey, not trying to throw a curveball, but please explain further living without preference, but also we only get what we want.
Wow, that's beautiful. No, I love the curveballs, man. Living without preference, right? So like whatever I need to do to obtain the thing that needs to be obtained, I will be willing to do that. If I got it, because I'm currently in Nepal right now. If I got to go to Nepal, if I got to go to Mount Everest, I'll do whatever is needed of me to obtain the highest state of life. That's the preference, right? Does that make sense? So I'll do whatever it takes. And that's how I was towards my family. Whenever I saw Lay's gums bleeding, Sasha's inflammation, my eyesight was losing, and my tonsils were bleeding as well. I'll do whatever it takes to heal my family. If I got to do this, I got to do that, whatever, you know. I even told on a podcast, I spend sometimes roughly actually maybe like $4,000 to $5,000 on luggage a year, or sometimes more, probably like, yeah, $5,000 to $6,000 on luggage every year, just on sending my luggage to the next country or the next place. You know, not even including airfare and everything else. If I got to spend that much just to do this life, okay, I'll do it. So whatever it takes, I'll do. I have no preference. If I need to go to Bali, or I got to go to Mount Everest, or I got to go there, I'll do it. And I'm willing. I have a willing heart and approach towards life. I'm not trying to force my way on it. No, life, you need to meet me in America, and it needs to look like this, and you better do it in this time. No, I'm on that. Whatever I need, whatever life needs from me. And then we only get what we want. That's an even deeper thing. If you go into the Discord, I have many messages on this. But ultimately, what you're experiencing in life is what you actually want, because that's what's constructed inside of you. And that's why you're experiencing it, because you led yourself there, because that's what's inside. You can only experience out here because it's already constructed in here, and it led you to that point. So it's not that you directly correlate like, I want this, but because you believe this and you have structured it this way inside of you, that's why you've experienced it, because it's only the reflection of you. And that's why I say you only get what you want, because that's what you're holding on to. And that's how you've composed yourself internally. When you go through the phase meditations, phase 1 through 4, you go down and see what you are. You can reconstruct your internal being, and it leads you in a different direction. And then you start experiencing a different life and reality. Bye-bye.
Now, we have a message on FB from Samuel. He asked, what's the highest reason for embarking on this journey?
That's a great question. And if you guys have any questions for Patrick as well, since he's already here, you know, it is getting late for him. I don't want him to stay up too late or anything like that, because it's daytime for me. But the highest reason to embark on this journey is to find out what life actually is. How sad would it be to die and never get to find out what life actually was? You mean I could have had an unlimited experience doing all this amazing stuff, and I just lived this fraction? I lived in the corner of life. It's like, this is a 9-layer house. There's 9 levels to this house. So there's the bottom where I parked the car. There's rooms and stuff down there. The next layer is like the patio deck and everything else, where there's like a shrine and everything else. The next layer is there's the family room, the living room area, and there's the elevator on that floor. You go up another level, there's the kitchen, dining room, and it has access to the backyard and everything else. You go up another level, and there's this room here with another room and like a little foyer area out here in the center. You go up another level, there's 2 more bedrooms there, which is the one that we all sleep in. There's 2 bedrooms, and like we sleep in one of them. We blocked it out. There's another level which has a jacuzzi on the top floor. on that level there's a jacuzzi that's surrounded by glass, so you can overlook the city of all of this, this city that I'm in, and the bathroom and shower and everything else. And then there's also access to outside, like an outside patio that wraps around the house. And then there's another floor that wraps on the back side, so you get to see the nature preserve that we're on. So there's like monkeys and there's a leopard back there. It's like very natural, right? And there's another floor that's the highest floor level in the house that overlooks all the city and all the mountains. The highest is like the 9th level. I have 9 levels here. Why would I subject myself only to staying in the corner of this room? So you see where this corner is right here? Why would I subject myself to staying like right there in this tiny little corner when I have all of this house to explore and live in? That's what it's like living life and not knowing what I'm sharing with you guys. You're only living like this much. Yeah, but it's fasting. Yeah, but it's calories. That's this little corner here. What I'm showing you guys is the expanse of the fullness of life, so you can navigate and traverse through all of it, get to explore all of it, get to experience all of it in peace and power and sustainability and unity, so you grow and you advance. The purpose of this entire journey is to find out what's the fullness of life, what's every level of life, how do I live life to the highest degree. You're suffering and you're struggling because you're only living in that corner when you're meant to live in all of this, because when you live in all of this, success and wealth comes by default. It's part of the life. Every room has a different blessing, so you get to go through every single room of the house and live it all. But if you don't know what life is, you're stuck to this corner and you're like, man, this sucks. So the point of all this is to have enough energy, cognitive energy, to be able to explore the fullness of life. And you can do that without ever leaving your room. It's a very powerful thing.
And you're still growing, right? You're still learning things. So that's the crazy part, right?
I haven't even cracked the door open, bro. So like on that level here, I just now got out of this corner. I'm probably like here. I'm closer to the door. But besides that, I haven't even gone to the next level, down, up, this, and all this other stuff. So I'm still growing every single day. I've been on the guide for 1,990 days, like somewhere roughly in there. Every day I'm learning something new, hearing different things speak, knowing how to like collaborate and like cooperate with certain things in life. And then from that, I unlock the energy pocket from it, and I absorb it, and it becomes part of who I am. Now it's established as an internal function, and I start operating that way automatically. That's why with you guys, I'm not trying to think of an answer. It's just, I turn that segment of when I was in that time on, and that part speaks by default. So it's not even me in operations, but it's the experience or the energy that I've absorbed.
So Danielle from FB asked, how do we find the Discord? And then she also asked, can you share something from your manuscript that has been profound for you? I'm just wondering what kind of material is inside. Very intriguing. Thanks.
Danielle, I love you. So Danielle, just Danielle.
With an E at the end instead of A.
Okay, Danielle. Got it? Danielle, I love you.
With a girl, Danielle.
That's what I said, Danielle.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at you, girl. Yo, Danielle. Danielle, I love you so much. You're amazing, and I love your intriguedness in the guide and everything else. You can find the Discord by going to MikeyBreathes.com, and then the drop-down tab shows the Discord there. You can go sign up, join. If you sign up for the Discord for the full annual year, you get the guide for free and the meal plan, and you get everything included, like the community, the people, the training videos. We get to chat it up. We now started bringing back family gatherings. So every 2 weeks, we hop on a live together, me and all the members there, and they get to ask me questions and stuff like that. So yeah, MikeyBreathes.com, Mikey breathes through the nose, BREATHES.com, and drop down menu Discord. You can go sign up there. And then a part of the guide that's probably the most impactful is the beginning part, which is the philosophy, which it shares what life actually is. Life is, can you tell them, Patrick, what life actually is?
Consciousness, regeneration, and energy.
100%. Without those 3 pillars, life collapses, the experience collapse. So that's the most powerful thing. And I put that in the front on purpose. So everything you read after, you can associate it back to life, energy, or regeneration. That's the whole premise of the guide, is to operate through those 3 pillars of what life actually is. When you do that, you have more life. Well, have more life, and how? We'll have more energy. Have more life, and how? We'll have more regeneration. Have more life, how? Consciousness. I'm more conscious now than I was prior. And every part of the guide following that will add to one of those pillars or multiple of those pillars in your own experience in life. So that's how you know you're actually living, is if you have more energy. Remember, I haven't eaten in 290 something days. Lay just walked out of the room, but on her phone, we have a counter. I haven't eaten in like 293, 292 days. And I have all this energy. I haven't atrophied. I have all this consciousness. I haven't atrophied. I have all this regeneration. My skin's shining and glowing and everything else because I approach everything through the 3 pillars of life, which is the philosophy portion of the guide in the very beginning. Because once you can look through that lens, everything else makes sense. What would you say about the philosophy portion, Patrick? Like, has it helped living and navigating through life?
Most definitely. I think the self-love part is key. Self-love is really key, you know. Um, with the philosophy part,
Patrick, what
most
time is it
definitely.
there where you're at?
Dude, it's 2:16. Got tired, but
Bro, I'm gonna call Patrick out. Patrick, you've done great for the day, dude. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd already be asleep. I went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night. So, like, bro, you don't got to stay up. Thank you so much for being here. I really
yeah, I appreciate
appreciate
it.
you. You are encouraging to so many people, guys. I'm gonna drop Patrick's link down below. Remember, at checkout, you can type in path to the number 2, path to health, and then you can get a discount for the guide, and Patrick gets a kickback and everything else. And that way it's a win-win situation. Everybody wins. But guys, please thank Patrick for being here today. We will be re-uploading this on YouTube once we're done, so you guys can watch it there if you want to restream it or like rewatch it. And Patrick, where can people find you at?
At Path to Health TO on TikTok, and then Patrick X Evolved on Instagram. So check me out, guys. Sorry,
For
I'm
sure.
tired, guys, but it's on me.
For
Yeah, I
sure, bro.
appreciate you inviting me, man. It's an honor to finally be face to face. But had a lot of fun.
We'll do this
Thank
again,
you.
man. We just started. So yeah, so we'll definitely do this again. Maybe we'll have like a bunch of Discord members out and stuff like that. But for now, path to health, Patrick Evolve. Go to sleep, man. Get your rest, bro. We love you, man. Sleep's very important in the guide. So yeah.
Yeah, blacked out room. Yeah, hell yeah.
There we go, bro.
All
Okay,
right.
man. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna stay with you guys, so you guys stay tuned. But Patrick, thank you so much. Everybody, thank Patrick. Go follow him on all of his channels and stuff like that, and then you'll see his links once we post this. Thank you, Patrick. Awesome, man. That's cool, dude. It's cool having Patrick on. Do they always see this much, or is this now that
This is the wide angle.
the wide angle? No, this is cool. I'm just saying, like, lays legs out there, putting her toes on camera. I'm like,
No, it was cut off.
about to say, like, no.
Wherever Patrick was.
I'm just playing. So anyway, man, yeah, Patrick's been on the guide for 2 years. Again, he could have found anything. He could have went to another dude. He could have like found some other way, but he's gained 15 pounds, and his trouble was gaining weight. A lot of people are like, all right, Mike, you help a lot of people lose weight, but does anybody gain weight on the guide? Yes, the guide brings you into the equalized state. So if you're overweight, you drop weight. If you're underweight, like Patrick was, you gain weight. He's gained 15 pounds since being on the guide without manipulating his body or substances or some sort of chemicals and protein powders or whatever, naturally through his own body, which means his body is sustaining the mass he's gained, which means he won't have to manipulate himself to try to keep it, which means he won't lose it. He doesn't have to fear losing his gains because it came through his body. His body gave that to him. So very powerful thing. We've seen almost everything because the guide brings you into total alignment. So if you're overweight, you drop weight. If you're underweight, you gain weight. If you're asymmetrical, you become symmetrical. And if you're crashed out in your brain, it brings you back into coherence. So awesome. We'll answer a few more questions before I go as well. But thank you guys for being here, and definitely make sure to follow Patrick.
Beautiful. So Sway Low from IG asked Mikey, "What's up, my brethren?" I love this concept. Love is greater than fear. Does fear ever come up for you? And if so, how do you shift it back to love?
That's cool, man. Well, I'll let you know this. I love fear because it's showing me where I'm going. Like, I love everything, man. So bring the pain, bring the fear, whatever. I don't think that fear is the opposite of love. I don't think it's the absence of love. I think it's just a factor that you are interpreting a situation specifically. Because here's the thing: if somebody holds, a Glock to your face, but you're unconscious, you won't fear it because you're not perceiving it. So the fear that you're experiencing is your perception or your interpretation of whatever's happening in that moment. So fear itself is just you. There's no such thing as fear. There's only your interpretation of it. If you didn't see, like if you were just like the unaware person just walking, like you have your headphones in, You're just walking and you're walking through the mall and there's like a heist behind you and people are running and they have AKs and everything's going on and you're just like not even aware of it. Are you going to be in fear? You're only in fear because of the awareness that you're putting on a specific event, situation, and your interpretation of it. So I don't think fear is wrong. I don't think it's bad. I just simply think it's you showing yourself how you're interpreting a specific moment in time. So yeah, live in fear, like, but acknowledge it. Acknowledge acknowledge why you're showing yourself this thing, because fear itself is not real. That's just a trait or an attribute of yourself, which all of yourself is beautiful. So the way that you interpret it to make it cause fear in you is just as beautiful as the courage that you hold as well. It's all you.
So Nadia on IG asked, sleeping is a huge part of our life. What about consciousness sleeping and how has it been changed?
Sleeping is a huge part of life and even the guide. So whenever you do sleep or you approach it in the way of the guide, you get to go into deeper realms of sleep, which makes you more conscious throughout the day. Now, maybe you might say conscious sleep as far as like lucid dreaming and stuff like that, but it's not really something that we're trying to engage in, because ultimately we want to recoup from sleep so we can engage in our consciousness in this waking, rising world. So we want to go into the deepest sleep by letting go. So when we are awake or like coherent, we can grasp. So in sleep, we actually let go. We try not to be conscious. So whenever we finally do rise up and wake up, we are completely conscious. It's very easy to grab it. So that's how the guide helps with that. And the better sleep you get, the more aware you can be here. Because I got great sleep last night. I'm super aware. And I actually just rose right before this. So like I had a lot of tongue ties in the beginning of this and I like situating myself. But now I've kind of caught up like, all right, this is what we're doing. So it's making me more coherent and conscious in my day-to-day reality.
So Santiago said, if you don't eat food, how is the toilet situation?
I told you guys yesterday, every day I get asked this. These things still accumulate into my body, and what goes in out the toilet isn't simply just what you ate. It's also metabolic waste and all this other stuff, like parts of you that are just done and finished, so you waste it out. That's why I tell you guys, don't drink your waste. Don't drink urine. Like your body's trying to get rid of those body parts. It's trying to get it out of you, so don't put it back in you. So I still go to the toilet. Juices solidify. Milk, tea, not really coffees, not really coconut water. Coconut water does solidify a little bit. It helps excrete stuff like that. But these things still solidify. You still have solids coming out of you because it's your body. Your body needs to be refreshed. And I never said I don't eat. Okay. That's a big, huge misconception. I never said I don't eat. People just automatically go to the deep end and like, oh, this guy doesn't eat. Oh, I didn't say I don't eat. I said I just haven't eaten yet in so many days. So since I haven't eaten so many days, I still eat. I just haven't eaten in. But eventually I'll eat maybe one day or something like that. But I'm not against eating. I'm not trying not to eat. I'm not saying I don't eat. I love to eat. Eating's good. You need to eat. It's so crucial to eat. That's how I even got here, is by eating. I didn't deny or reject eating. Eating's great. People demonize it because they have no identity, and people want their identity to be like, I didn't eat food. But like that's a very like small portion of what we talked about today. I only brought it up like for like a second. But the majority of everything that we talked about today had nothing to do with eating. You notice we didn't talk about eating or what we eat or anything like that. It was a more conscious approach to life. So eating is like irrelevant. I would actually suggest that you do eat, because it's going to take you a lot further in life, because you need to eat, because that's how you live throughout life. You're almost like going through reality with your mouth open and taking all that you can. And whenever you're done with it, you excrete it. So you're trying to actually consume all of reality. That's why you're here, is to intake and absorb all of reality. And then when you're done with it, it leaves you. So new comes in and old goes out. New comes in and old goes out. And you need to eat. But if you don't eat, those people atrophy, they die, they have their brain stunted, and they're not very, I don't know. I don't want to be like them. They're not as hype as me. So I would actually suggest to eat. It's good for you.
Beautiful. So on YT, if I am hungry and it's close to bedtime, what if I'm hungry and it's close to bedtime?
So you can pull the comments up on the thing to show them?
Yeah. It shows up on YT and Facebook.
This is so cool. I like this. Yeah, we're going to start going live like this. Heck yeah. Come on.
I just can't get IG on here yet, but I'll figure it out. That's why I have IG here.
Oh,
The comments.
oh, you can't get the comments up on there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I like this because like Sasha always reads the comments, but now that you guys can see it and I can even see it, dude, this is cool. This is amazing. Let me tell you about it. Look how big my hand is, bro. That's a big hand. That is a big hand, bro. This is behind my head. It's still big. Behind my ears, right? Wow. It's a big hand. You can do a lot with this. Put some powder on it. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Maybe we can get a camera. Maybe we can go out and get a camera like tomorrow, or maybe when we're in China and just get like an actual DSLR or something like that and hook it up like that.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, so we can get like professional quality camera. All right, ladies, calm down. Don't wet the bed, okay? Chill. All right, anyway. What if I'm hungry and it's close to bedtime? Well, this is what I would say, right? We got to peel it back because most likely people want their answer now. What if I'm hungry, it's close to bedtime? Tell me now. Do I eat or not? But we got to peel it back, bro. Why would you be so unaware that you couldn't foresee yourself being hungry close to bedtime? No guilt, no shame, no judgment. Just questioning, like, well, why did it come to bedtime before I was even aware that I'd be hungry? Why didn't you track yourself or know yourself so well internally that you know that, man, if I don't eat this now, I'm going to be hungry towards bedtime. I can feel the energy inside of me. And then you go back even further. Well, why didn't what I ate last time suffice me enough to fulfill me all the way to bedtime, all the way to rising? So you guys start asking yourself these questions. It's much deeper than, okay, well, what if I'm hungry, it's close to bedtime? Do I eat or not eat? That's a very like blunted, small-minded way to think. I'm not saying that you are at all, but I'm saying like the person who wants the immediate answer is not living in depth. They're not living in the fullness of life. So it's not the immediate answer that you want. You actually want to question the question. What if I'm hungry and it's close to bedtime? Well, why am I hungry close to bedtime? Why didn't what I ate, bring me satisfaction or fulfill me? Most likely you're not eating all the stuff in the guide. That's why. When you eat the stuff in the guide, you just stop being hungry. You almost have to make yourself eat because you're so full on what the guide shares with you to eat that you just never get hungry. So hunger is never even a thing. So you really want to say, is what I'm intaking even adequate? So you go like 9 levels deeper. So yeah. So I didn't give you an answer because the answer is to question. And that's where the power is. I only give you guys the most powerful things. Yeah. But anyway, if you're hungry close to bedtime, then if you want to eat, dude, do whatever you want. Like do like, okay, outside the guide, right? If you are hungry and you're a human and you want to eat close to bedtime, then eat. There's no guilt. There's no shame. It's like, oh man, you ate close to bedtime. How dare you? There's no punishment for that. So just eat. It's okay. Anyway, you see my hair coming in now that the sun's not so bright. My hair is coming in, guys. I love that. Can you see it? Okay. All right, cool.
So Dan from IG asked, why do you suggest we eat, yet you haven't eaten for over 200 days? I'm confused. And what is it exactly that you're prompting?
So that's very funny. This is Dan, right? So Dan from IG, right? We don't have the IG question here, but Dan's asking me, hey, how come you don't do what you're telling us to do? Because you're not where I'm at. Dan's, and I'm not hating against Dan. This is not like any sort of like hate or anything like that. But Dan's like, huh? You're Tony Hawk and you go on in like a 16-foot half pipe? How come you're telling us to practice bunny hops or like ollies on a flat level versus going on the 16-foot half pipe? Do you get what I'm saying? Like the person's disassociating that we're at 2 different levels. They're not acknowledging this. So if you don't acknowledge that I'm at a completely different level, then you'll be confused. What? How come you're not eating? Well, have you been doing the guide for 5 years? No. What's the guide? Well, you don't even know what the guide is. How could you be at my level? Do you know what I'm saying? If you're not acknowledging that we're in 2 different places, 2 different beings, 2 different ways, living at 2 different intensities of the realms that we're embracing, they're like, well, why are you doing that? But you're telling us to, because I'm telling you how to get here. You don't just skip steps or anything like that. You got to go through the entire process of it. So if you're not going through the entire process of it and you try to come here, you're going to atrophy and hurt yourself because you didn't build yourself up to this point. Like that's common sense, guys, right? Like that's like you understand that there's a process to go by. Most people want to skip the process. No, Mikey, I want to be exactly where you are right now. I don't want to do anything that you did to condition yourself or prep yourself or go through any of the years of focused dedication that you've gone through to get to this point. Why are you telling me to do this, but you're doing this?
I don't know what the guide is.
That's and it's not anything against Dan. Dan's an amazing person, super genius and everything else. But what I'm saying is when you don't factor in these things, it sets in confusion. So the real enemy here, or the real thing that I'm pointing out, is the confusion. What makes people confused? What makes people confused is not factoring in, like, well, what did he do to get here? Mikey, maybe a question that wouldn't prompt confusion would be like, hey, what did you do to get to the point where you're not eating for 200 something days? Versus like, well, how come you can, but I can't? How can you tell me this, but I can't do? Then it's like, like entitlement. I'm not saying Dan is that at all. I'm not saying Dan's that at all. But like, these things are so subtle and so slick in their ability to pass through your cognitive functions, like your comprehension, that it'll prompt you to say things that aren't tied to actuality or logic. So I want to make sure that you guys never become confused. My main thing is not telling you not to eat. My main thing is not telling you to be fit. My main thing that I'm sharing with you guys is telling you to be aware. Because to be here, I can't be confused. If I was confused, I'd starve. I'm like, oh, dude. Because confusion and like, well, why is this? Why is that not that? Why that actually takes so much energy from you. There's no way you can go 200 something days. I'm able to go this far because I'm not confused. I'm thinking at life in a very logical manner and approach, and I'm not wasting any sort of energetic conscious resources than what's necessary. And that's able to sustain me. But in the beginning, you have to find out how you're even confusing yourself. How are you lying to yourself? What are you not understanding? How are you approaching subjects? How are you questioning? Why are you even questioning this, right? So the same thing as Dan is like, where did this question even come from? In the same way with the last question is like, well, if I'm hungry before bed, what should I do? So there's all this confusion. And when you get the confusion out of your life, you stop wasting so much energy. And that's how you actually get here. It's not about working out, not working out, calories, anything like that. It's about not wasting even one single unit of energy, not even one iota, on confusion, because confusion is the biggest energy waster. Cool. A couple more and then we're going to go.
Awesome.
I like this a lot. So this is so cool.
Yeah. So Lenny from FB asked, so when you do eat, what do you eat? Thanks.
Oh, Lenny.
That's a great question. Thank you, Lenny.
Oh, Lenny. Stretch real quick, man. I'm not used to sitting down. I had to sit down because usually we stream. Yeah, we get a standing table whenever we go out, so we can stand up. But we're on the laptop now. So, but I'm happy to use the mic. Do you guys like the mic? Can you hear my voice? Is it raspy and deep? Is it full? Is it like Christmas time on a cold winter day? Oh, I love touching the mic. You know what I mean? I'm playing, guys. It's a joke. All right, cool. So, when I eat, what do I eat? Right? Bro, I eat like 160 different things. I eat everything. I eat the biggest variety possible. I eat a lot of stuff, just like the guide says. I eat what's in the guide from multiple lists, multiple things on multiple lists, right? So I eat, because the guide has like a certain like columns that you eat this for this, and there's multiple different foods you can eat on that list. So what I do is I'll eat multiple foods from the list, and I'll eat a little bit of all those. So I'll eat like roughly 160, 180 different things, sometimes up to 200. So it really just depends, ranging from in the ocean, land, animals, plants, all kinds of stuff. I eat dirt, rocks, tree, bark, leaves, everything, man. I consume it all. We have a higher pH than lions. We have it like near vultures. Vultures are like garbage disposal. They can pretty much eat anything, so we have the ability to pretty much consume almost anything. It's awesome.
So Sway Low from IG said, might you please share some of your perspectives on sex, stamina, semen retention, orgasm, etc.?
Can I do? Okay, we're not.
Oh, should I have said that?
We're not on TikTok, right?
No.
All right, cool. Then yeah, I can do this. Well, I don't recommend that dudes do retention unless their intentions are pure, right? So don't do retention unless your intentions are pure. If you're doing it because you hate women, that's stupid. Women are amazing. You should do it because you love women and you want to be a better person for them. I'm not black pill. I'm not red pill. I'm not alpha male. I'm not an incel. Obviously, I have multiple lovers here. So actually, I'm not incel. I'm a volcel. I'm a voluntary celibate. Yeah, I'm celibate on purpose, even though I have women here. But it's a little bit different than that. I believe the world has so much division in it nowadays, and that's a lot of people's motivation. Like they are trying to do semen retention because they're trying to disassociate themselves with women or try to have power over women or trying to resist. Everything that I share with you guys is never out of willpower. It's never out of like force or even discipline. I never use the word discipline. I never use force. I never use willpower. I never try at all. If I wanted to release, there is no guilt, there is no shame, and I just release. So I tell all the people, even like Patrick, right? I'm like, hey, man, don't do retention unless you really, really, really just want to. Like you just feel it. Because if it's out of force, if it's out of you convincing yourself, you won't get the results from it. You have to truly just desire this and want it. So like when I'm with, all the women who I'm with, they ask me, and a lot of women, if they don't know me, like if they haven't been around me for years and we just started dating or whatever you want to call it for the first like week, month or whatever, they get really offended that I don't spill my seed. They get really like they feel like insecure about themselves. Like, am I not good enough? So I have to go, there's a lot that I have to go through with them to build them up, which I believe in building up women. I believe in loving them because they are like the other halves of us. They have what we don't. They are literally humans in ways that we are not. We are humans in the ways that they are not. So I think that all of us should come together, men and women. It's to be divided is to be weak. Why would a person ever want to be weak? I never want to divide myself from women. I never want to divide myself from cultures or like races or ethnicities. I want to be one with all people. Guess where the power's at? The power's at unifying. There is no power in division. There's no power in division. You are not stronger because you're part of a group. You're not stronger because you isolate yourself or you live off your differences. You are powerful because you come together. The machine or the phone is powerful because every component came together. It's not just a screen or a processor or a chip or a camera. It's all the things combined in one. That's what makes this phone so powerful. So when you come together, you actually start living in power. That's where power starts from. So as far as like your motivations and your intentions for retention has to be because you just want to do it, and that's where it's at. If you stop doing it at any point in time and you go back to like releasing every single day, you're going to throw yourself into discombobulation. Like you're going to like totally mess up everything. So I always tell people, don't get into something that you're not ready to stay in for the rest of your life. And if you're unsure about it, don't rush into it. Once I've started doing the retention or like reabsorbing, my essence, I never stopped. So once I stopped eating every single day, I never went back. I've never gone backwards. And anything I approach everything super slow. I am the tortoise. I live a tortoise life. Okay. I am not the hare. I am not the bunny. I'm not the rabbit. I live a very slow and methodical life. I am the tortoise, bro. That's how I'm almost 40, but my skin's glowing and radiating. I look so young and fresh because I move life at a slow pace, super slow. I may talk fast and be hype and stuff like that, but if I'm not ready to get into it, I don't embrace it. I only do what I'm ready to continue. I'm not scared now. I'm not using that as a reason to be scared and not move forward, because some people would say like, well, I'm just not ready yet. That's because I don't know. That's usually out of fear. And you got to be able to decipher the difference between these things. But like once I'm in, I'm in. And I've kept that promise to me all my life. I've always been that person. Once I'm in, I am in. And I continue exemplifying those attributes inside of myself. And the same thing with retention. I have not gone back since I started, which was like 2023 or something like that. 2020, the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, right? Like December 2022, January 2023 is when I started. It was like right before the New Year's. So it's like at the end of 2022. And I started like retaining it. And I started learning how to reabsorb it. I started learning how to direct it. I started learning how to feed off of it and live off of it over the course of like the past couple of years. And now it's just a point of where like it's never hard for me now. And I still engage in intimacy and intimate activities with, women, like constantly. Like I sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes multiple women a day, sometimes, and that's totally fine too as well. As long as all partners consent and everything else and everybody's cool. Like, yeah. So I'm not just not stimulating down there. Like, okay, I'm going to retain it. I'm not even going to think about it. No, use it or lose it. If you don't do something, your testes will stop working as well. So you have to stimulate and all this other stuff. So what a conversation, right? So once I've come into this, I don't resist myself. I'm not trying not to spill or splooge. I just don't want to. Like I'm so agreed upon in my mind that this is not what I want to do, that even whenever I'm intimate with my partners or even new partners and stuff like that, I don't do it. I'm not like, oh, I'm trying to hold off. I'm trying to hold on, not do it. Oh my God, I want to do it so bad. But I'm like, no. Because however you convince yourself here shows the level of desire or the resistance that you have out here. So because it makes so much sense in here, even when I'm with my partners and I do all that stuff, I'm not even close to releasing it. So if you find yourself finding it hard to do it, then you probably shouldn't do it, because everything in your life should be easy. Everything in your life should be simple. Everything in your life should be so effortless. Like you don't even put energy towards willpower. That's a waste of energy. If I can just agree upon something, I can move in it effortlessly. But if I have to force myself and convince myself and hold on, then I'm wasting energy trying to convince myself, and I'm wasting energy resisting myself. And that ages me. So everything I approach is effortless, and I do it all in agreement. When two or more agree upon a thing, it is so. I agree with myself. I'm the two or more. So therefore, when I agree, I never have to use force willpower. So the whole retention thing is only if you want to do it pure-heartedly. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't do it. It's better for you to splooge every single day until you come to the point where you want to do it than to force yourself into doing it. And that's why I even tell people in my Discord community, like, if you want to eat junk food, don't force yourself to do the guide. Just eat the junk food. It's so much better for you if you just don't resist yourself. And when you stop resisting yourself, you find out who you actually are. And that's the moment you can agree with yourself. And it's way easier to live life after that than trying to force yourself and drag yourself all the way through your life. No, don't eat junk food. Don't splooge. That's just guilt, shame, manipulation, and everything else. All the sin. That's just guilt. That's just shame. That's manipulation. Ego. I don't believe in the word ego. Ego is a tool to manipulate people. I don't believe in shame or guilt or sin or anything like that, because those people live the most barren of lives. Like, oh, such a dread. Like, oh, force. They're always fighting. Who? Not demons. Who? Themselves. How can you get anything done if you're always fighting yourself? That's why they're tempted by something, because it's them resisting themselves at the point in the rate they don't know themselves. But the moment you know yourself, you can agree with yourself, but you won't agree with yourself if you've always resisted yourself, because you'll never actually get to who you are. So stop resisting yourself, embrace yourself, see what you actually want, and then commune with yourself and sup with yourself. And whenever you do that, you can find out who you are so you can agree, and it makes the rest of your life so much easier. And now it's never even a temptation not to splooge or whatever. You're so in tune with yourself, you just don't do it. And there's benefits to it and stuff like that, but you're not gonna have those benefits if you're resisting yourself. All right, 2 more questions and we're out.
Which he said, Suela said, gracias, hermano. Beautifully put, resonates.
Yeah, de nada.
And then Danielle on
Todo bien.
FB said, do you engage in spiritual practices where you're living currently according to the culture there?
I don't do anything spiritual whatsoever at all. I believe that everything I do is spiritual. So I'm not engaging. I believe pooping is a spiritual practice. I believe me holding this mic and speaking to you guys is spiritual. I believe me eating is spiritual. I believe me being in the sun is spiritual. I believe me kissing a girl is spiritual. I believe me dancing is spiritual. I believe me driving the car is spiritual. Everything I do is spiritual. So there's nothing I engage in that this is spiritual and this is not. So therefore, everything I'm doing is of spirit. So I'm always radiating and emanating life itself.
Beautiful. So Pascal from IG.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna do a rapid fire question. So drop your questions below. I'm gonna answer them like super quick. So this is gonna be like a rapid fire round. I'm excited about this.
Rapid fire. Here we go. So Pascal Cupcake asked, what if you are vegan? Can I use the guide too?
Because I said rapid fire, you don't have to speak faster. It's okay. I'm just saying, like, I won't take 20 minutes to answer each question.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still be vegan and do the guide. There's a bunch of stuff in there that's not correlated with how you eat.
Santiago asked, you are a genius. Do you have kids or want kids?
I'm a genius so much that I've not had kids throughout my life. And I've never had an abortion or anything like that. Like, I've never had the woman go to the abortion, like nothing like that. It's just, when you understand how energy works, I can impregnate. If I can even go inside of a woman and do the stuff, and because of how I understand energy is, I can deconstruct the fluid inside of her so it doesn't actually get her pregnant. I've done that with multiple girls. They like flip out. But like, how the heck did you do that, bro? So yeah, I've like touched people and taken their pain away, because it's just energy, man. It's not even a Jesus thing. It's just energy.
So on YT, Bizarro Mickey said, so what do you think? I try to eat at least twice a day. I don't know if OMAD is good. I know you don't follow that, but I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Eat more in the day so that you're not hungry?
Yeah, I already got it, bro. So it's not about how many times you eat, it's about what you eat.
Beautiful. And Danielle from FB said, I asked because you mentioned having a shrine on one of your levels. And I guess I was wondering what the purpose of the shrine was.
It came with the house.
Beautiful.
It's a shrine to Shiva. Actually, that shrine popped my soccer ball. I was kicking my soccer, and like Shiva has like a staff, like a spear, and it landed on the spear and just popped my soccer ball. So that dang shrine. Shiva wants to play too.
Conscious Harmony asked, does the digital version of the guide update with every edition?
The digital version of the guide is the edition that we release at that specific moment in time. And to get the updated version, you get that from being in the Discord community. So whether you have the annual membership or the monthly membership, it doesn't matter. If you're in the Discord community, you can just hop in there, get the newest version, and hop out. So these are only for people who already have the guide. So if you already have the guide, you can actually just join the Discord and get the newest version and then hop out like immediately. But actually, it doesn't come with day passes or like free weekly memberships. But if you actually have a monthly membership or a yearly membership, you get free updated versions of the guide.
Gavin from IG asked, what do you drink?
I drink a lot of stuff, man. I drink milk, coffee, tea, blood. I don't drink urine. That's weird. I don't drink water. I drink coconut water sometimes. Coconut water is so overrated. And yeah, stuff like that. Broth. They were telling me yesterday, like, you never say that you drink broth. Why is that? Like, oh yeah, I drink broth too.
And then Darlings of Raw asked, do you have family?
Yeah, they're the ones that you're seeing crawling in the background on the bed, all these positions, and they're one reading the comments to me.
So Danielle from FB said, what's your favorite thing about the lady reading the questions right now?
My favorite thing about the lady reading the questions to me right now are that, for one, that we've been together for 15 years this summer. That's like one of my, like, dude, how cool is that? Never been divorced, never been separated. We've spent pretty much every single day of our lives together for the past 15 years. It was a miracle how we even came together. She's helped me get here. The only reason I'm broadcasting and streaming today is because of her. The only reason that there's a guide put together on a website primarily is because of her, and that it gets shipped out to you guys is primarily because of her, and that it's as fancy as it is put together is primarily because of her. You know, of course, Leia has definitely helped with the guide and putting it together and the aesthetics and the information. Leia has been wonderful as well, but Sasha has really, the only reason I'm in Nepal is because she has bought the tickets, coordinate the van transport, and she's pretty much the organizer of my life. So she's brought my life into so much organization, and like, I can't even say how thankful I like. Okay, you know how long I've been talking so far on this live? I could speak all these good things about her, and it still wouldn't accumulate the time that we spent on how many good things there are about her. I could speak the next 2 hours and still wouldn't be enough. So a lot.
Thank you, Michael. I love you so much. And Conscious Harmony on IG asked, who is going to win the World Cup?
Me.
And then
I've been practicing with my soccer balls. I start kicking a soccer ball the last week, so I think I'm ready.
Say9 said, what would you do to permanently renew the mind?
I don't believe in permanent. So like, if you want to permanently do it, you're already obsolete. It has to be like ever growing. It can't stay permanent. That's how you renew it. So put yourself in new situations every single day, all the time. I'm in a new country, in a new house, in a new place every single month, experiencing a new thing and a new leg. You're putting your booty on the camera, girl. Yeah. Don't show the people. There's not that type of life. That's for me later. Anyway. That's mine. Oh my gosh. But I would tell people to I always put myself in new situations daily, and that stimulates neurogenesis. So I'm always creating new neural pathways because I'm in a new environment, a new road, a new house. I never take the same way twice. I'm always in a new place and everything else. And that helps keep my brain active and aware. That's why I stay so young. There's a new city, a new language, a new town, new people, new roads, new neighbors, new this every single month. Some of you guys have been living in the same house for 5 years. In the past 5 years, I've been to over probably like 60 different houses, 70 or something like that. New people, new neighbors, new this, new that, always new birds, new animals, new rules, new freedoms, and all this other stuff. So yeah.
Piece of Peace asks, you don't drink water?
No, I do not drink water. I haven't drinking water in like 6 months, roughly, like 5 or 6 months, something like that. So I think Pakistan. I don't think I drink any water in Sri Lanka. I don't remember drinking water in Sri Lanka. I don't remember drinking water in India for sure. And now I'm in Nepal. Yeah, I don't think I drink water since Pakistan. I tried it from what you guys did and it tasted like that water in Pakistan was interesting. The one with the mosquitoes in it. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Where's all these mosquitoes coming from?
And then Jesh on IG asks, you don't work out, but what about other kinds of movement like dance, swimming, sports, stretching, rock climbing, rebounding, etc.?
Yeah, if you want to do that, totally. Yeah. I don't go into it to try to get a workout, but guess what? If there's a song on, I feel goofy and silly. I'll dance with the ladies. I'll throw them on the bed. I'll go up on the roof sometimes to kick the soccer ball just to kick it. I'm like, hey, I've never really kicked a soccer ball. I'm like almost 40. I've never actually kicked a soccer ball. So I'm like, let me try this. Lay got it. Lay won a soccer ball. So when she got it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. Start kicking that. If you want to rock climb, rock climb. There's no workout. There's nothing to do. And guess what? The moment I'm done, I just drop it. I don't have to go to the top of the mountain. I gotta finish the song and the dance. I gotta go. Well, gotta make sure I'm on point. I'm on beat. The moment I'm done, it could be like 10 seconds. I'm done. And that's what I'm actually living versus working out. That's why working out is a farce. Like, because you're trying to do something, just do it. Just if you want to climb the tree, climb the tree. And guess what? If you don't even want to climb all the way to the top, then just don't even do it. And if you don't even want to climb the tree, don't feel pressure to climb the tree. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
And then on YT, Bizarro Mickey asks, do you believe in past lives?
I don't concern myself too much with it because I'm alive right now. So I primarily focus on right here, right now. I'm not, I'm not in the past. I'm not in the future. So I just focus on where I'm at.
And then Rue asked, top 3 countries for clean air you've been to.
Rue, what's up, my dude? My kangaroo, Rue. I love you so much, dude. Love you, Rue. Top countries with the cleanest air, man. Probably Uzbekistan. Hands down, dude. Like where I was in Uzbekistan. Actually, I never went to anywhere in Uzbekistan. The air wasn't clean. Amazing. I would say out of everywhere I've been in the world, Puerto Natales, Chile. Where were we in Uzbekistan? Do you know what that place was called?
Right above Tashkent, so it's like
Yusufona, Uzbekistan. Maybe Boracay, Philippines. Maybe that. Yeah. So those are probably the top 3 for the freshest air, and they're all different elevations too. So that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I've been to so many places, bro. I've been to places that you guys have never heard of. You're like, that's even a place. Like, where? I've been to places even the locals don't even know about. When I tell them where I'm at, they're like, "Where's that?" I don't go to tourist spots at all. I go like to way out in the country where people don't speak. I make it harder for myself where people don't speak English. So like I go to places where people don't speak English. That's where I want to be.
Masson's Meadow asked, what kind of blood are you drinking?
I drink all kinds of blood. Duck blood, chicken blood, cow blood, buffalo blood, goat's blood, sheep's blood. Yeah.
And then Babu Kotri asked how to stop thinking about food constantly.
Eat. You don't think about food when you're eating food, so yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's trying to tell you what's wrong, bro. It's like literally telling you. But you're not eating the right food, so you gotta eat the food from the guide and you stop thinking about food. I don't think about food ever. Like I'm never even hungry, dude. So because I ate the right food.
And Danielle from Facebook asked, where's your guys' next adventure planned and why?
China, because it's literally the next country over.
And then on IG, we have FDKG. My bad. Are you polyamorous?
I don't like to use that term because I feel like it's so limiting to the constructs of what a relationship is, but I'm so loving that multiple people want to be with me. They're with me not because I'm polyamorous. They're with me because they found this to be the greatest love. So they chose to be with me. So because of that, I have multiple loves, which is what poly means. Poly and then amores as love. So multiple loves. So yeah, because I am love, I have more love.
And then Jesh asked, how do you source all this blood as you travel?
Just commune with the locals. It's very easy. There's billions of animals out there and they're slaughtered every day. So like there's blood everywhere. So just save it. And I'll drink it. And plus, for you guys, it's weird that he drinks blood, but they literally sell this in other countries. Like in other countries, it's normal to buy blood. Now they cook it, they don't have it raw, but like blood's for sale. So yeah, how you would go to the grocery store and you'd see avocados and like steak, they have a vial of blood in all these countries. So the Western world's a weird one. Like you can find blood everywhere. It's sold everywhere outside the Western countries that are like trying to suppress you. So it's not even a weird thing. And raw milk and blood.
Danielle on FB asked, how about life after death? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I should probably focus on life if I want to live. So I'd focus on where I am right now because it's going to have the greatest effects. I want to be effective. So if I want to be effective, I really focus on the now. I don't focus on life after death. Like I'm not there. Why would I focus on death? I want to live. If I want to live, why am I focusing on death? I want to get what I think about. So if I think about death, I'll probably die sooner. So I think about life.
And then Julie on YT asked, any plans to come to Europe?
Yeah, eventually I might come to Europe if you guys stop spraying and everything else and stop having such weird regulations and stuff. I might. I'm not envious of the Western culture. Like I love freedom, so I don't care where I am as long as there's freedom there. I want the sun. I want the sky. I want fresh air. I want blood. If I want to drink blood, I want raw milk. If I want to, because I want to have raw milk. And if you guys don't have that, then I'm not too concerned about it. I might go to Eastern Europe. I feel like there's more freedom there because it's like less regulated. But major countries like the UK and stuff like that, there's no excitement to go there. I'd rather go to like Albania, Serbia, places like that, dude.
And Dan asked, how do I get the guide?
You can go to MikeyBreathes.com or my link in my bio, and you can get it there. If you type in 1133 at checkout, you get a special discount. Or you can use, actually, you want it even better. Well, I don't know. Yeah, this will be better because it's universal. It's circulated. You can type in path to health, and the 2 is the number 2. So path number 2 health. We're gonna do it for both, Patrick. I want Patrick to have path to health with a number and path to health.
Oh, I don't know if I can add 2 promo codes.
Can we add like a different person? Either way.
I'll check it.
Yeah. So no matter what people type in, you can get it. So it's path to health and the number 2, path to health, and you get a discount. So MikeyBreathes.com, breathes, BREATHES, or theguide.life. We also own that domain as well, and you can go and get it there.
And then on the YT, CA Bolero asked, do you have any hobbies like playing music or painting?
No, I specifically reserve all of my energy for being aware in reality. Like the hobbies are just a distraction from me not embracing the fullness of myself. Now, is it okay to paint sometimes? Yeah, sure. If you want to paint, bro, paint. But I'm not saying I don't give myself over to become a master painter or try to get better at painting or this. I want to become more aware of what I'm in so I can save the energy to live.
And then Santiago asked on IG, do you think we are players on a game called life? And if like that, all humans are players, or are there some NPCs?
Life is however you want to see it, man. If you want to see that we're in a matrix, if you want to see that we're in a game, if you want to see that no one's real, it's a projection. If you want to see that it like life is a stage and like this is all a play, you can see it however way you want, to wherever it rationalizes to your mind. And if you want to see that this type of person is not real, then that's totally up to you. So what's the qualifications of an NPC? What attributes do they exhibit? It's completely up to you and however you want to see life. But like you want to, for me at least, I want to go to the greatest effect that life has. So in a lot of those things, I don't think that type of way because I want to continue having great effectiveness. It doesn't matter if people are NPCs. How is that going to change my life? It might make me feel better about myself, but it doesn't change my status or who I am or what I experience in life. Usually, if anything, it just keeps me going in circles and I don't actually like grow because like, oh, they're NPCs. That's just pessimism and that's just bitterness. So if I see everyone as loving, they're worthy in a sense of me to share my love too, and it just makes life better and like everybody wins. So I rather see it like that. Life is a giant container that's waiting for me to fill it with my energy. That's how I see life. Whether it's a play, game, matrix, or whatever, it's just an open world for me to fill it with the best energy possible that I can create.
And the Josh Pelton asked, so you only consume blood?
No. No. Funny question. No.
Yeah. Which Roro is on, and she said, this is the best. Just finished training my client, and you guys are still alive, getting that energy from you all.
Roro, I love you so much. You are so special. You are so beautiful. You were so amazing. I'm like super excited for our interview as well because it's been a year. Like I think Sasha or Lay, one of them told me like it's been almost a year to the date or like a little bit over since we had our first one. And I was telling them like it's going to be even better this time because I'm not going to have a fly in my house just buzzing around my head right off camera, just annoying the F. Because in Korea, man, like I started picking up like not psychic powers, but like inanimate objects is I'll just hold the mic for this. It's gonna take me a second to relay this information and not sound crazy. But in Korea, I had so much energy from Laos because I went from Laos to Korea that I became like a type of psychic to where like inanimate objects would speak to me and tell me what they are. Well, that was really enhanced in Korea. So I was on edge all the time because I had all this energy. I had all this energy and I didn't know what to really do with it, or I wasn't like proficient in utilizing or directing that energy. And everything was talking to me at the same time. And then at that time, I was on the verge of just everything, like not blowing up or crashing out, but like everything was something that was like almost like overstimulating. So there's a fly during Roro's in my interview and it's kept buzzing right around me, getting like right out of reach to where I can't, like you see me sometimes go off camera to try to smack it. And I'm like, it was just like right there the whole time. So I'm really ready to get another interview a year later to hear your results, hear your just how your family's been, how have you been? It's just to connect with you, honestly. Like, you know, I'm looking back on, I'm like, I kind of wish you would have come out to Sri Lanka with us. I think it would have been amazing. It's such a beautiful time. But either way, I love you so much. And I'm looking forward to our interview in like a week or so or something like that. June 3rd. So you guys tune in to June 3rd.
Yeah. So Danielle asked on FB, how often will you have lives in the future? This is great.
I don't know. This is new for me too. So like I've been bumping everything. I've had so much energy here lately, but not at the same time. So Kathmandu, Nepal has been so interesting. I'm sure my head has grown here. Like not even just like back, but even like I have a big forehead now, probably. There's so much energy here in my cranium. It's crazy. I've been doing a podcast every single day, along with a live and along with answering multiple Discords messages or man, doing family gatherings on the Discord or like just doing power. I've been just dumping out so much energy. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it like that or whatever, but this is what I feel right now. So as I have it, I just want to give it. So all the good energy I have, I just want to give it to you guys. Cause like we were talking about the reality earlier, right? Like, hey, Mikey, is this a video game that we're all players in or whatever? I see this as a big container to just put as much energy and feel as much as possible, as much as I can. So that's what I'm doing. So like as I have the energy and as I see it as this, I'm gonna dump as much energy, as good energy as I can to share it with you guys so you can feed off of it. I see now, and truly from my Discord, not that it was a test or anything like that, but I see that over the past like 2 years, 3 years, however long I've had this Discord, I've had different approaches to it. And this past like 7 months or so, or 8 months, I just really seen it as like a place to give the best energy so where people can like live off of it. Like if I'm going to give people power, I'm going to give them my energy. So on Discord, I really just dumped so much energy in there of like love and blessings and grace. And now I'm seeing everybody in there so loving, so kind. Everyone's encouraging each other. Everyone's lifting each other up, is lifting each other up. And I'm seeing that like it's really contagious. Like everyone's in there is joyous and happy. And they're like, yeah, everyone's celebrating. Everyone's winning. Yeah, they're going deep. Yeah, they're being real. Yeah, they're not just like being optimistic or happy. They're living real life, but they're going into such deep levels and they're carrying that joy with them that it's creating a great effect in their life. And now that's proven to show that I can literally give as much energy as possible, not be drained myself and affect all the people around me. Now I'm gonna start doing it on a global scale. The moment I start doing that on a global scale, my followers have jumped up to like, I had like 20,000 something followers, maybe like 27, 29,000 followers. Now I'm like at 69,000 followers, 69. Oh my gosh. And that's like in a month because I started implementing this on a global scale. So now I see the world as a big container for me to just dump as much good energy and love as possible as I can, as much as I can as possible. And I'm going to do that as long as I can, as much as I can, for as long as I can. I'm going to try to give you guys the best energy possible because I'm probably the only source of this for a lot of you guys. Like everything out there, if I go on Facebook and I scroll, it's just negativity. If I go on YouTube, it's like, why I hate Marvel, why Marvel sucks. This season of Invincible is stupid. Like everything's bad. So it's like, yeah, the world really needs good energy. So I'm gonna start putting as much as I can out for everybody, so y'all can all feed on it. And I think whether people get the guide or not, if they just live off these lives and stuff like that, I think they'll have immense results. So my duty now in the world is to put out as much good energy as possible. I'm gonna do this as long as I can. So we'll see.
Heck yeah. So Sammy on IG said, I'm on the airplane to Vietnam from Malaysia. Next stop, China. I'm from Finland and live in Egypt usually. Let's meet in China.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll be in Chengdu or something like that. So I'll be in Chengdu, China in like a couple weeks. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So Tyler asked, what was your first step to leave the US? And he also said, you've helped me so much. I love your mindset so much.
Well, my first step to leave the US was stepping on a plane.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Make sure you got a passport.
But
Plane
I
ticket.
didn't leave the US as like, okay, I'm gone. I'm never coming back. I don't like the US. I left because I already visited everywhere in the US. I didn't leave the US because I'm mad at the US or bitter towards the US. I love the US. It's my country. It's the most powerful country in the world. You can't win against the US. You can't. I like, okay, if reincarnation is real and everything else and whatever, right? I chose the most powerful character I could possibly choose. Right? Chinese zodiac, I'm a dragon. That's the most powerful sign on the entire chart of zodiac. The dragon. Life number, life path number, numerology. I'm a life path number 33, 33-6. The most powerful number you can choose. And astrology, I'm Capricorn. Capricorn is Saturn. Saturn pretty much rules all of astrology. It keeps it bound in the black cube. I'm a Capricorn. I'm the most powerful astrological sign I could possibly be. I think there was some other stuff too, right? So I'm actually an Earth dragon, which Earth and dragon coincides to where that's the most powerful type of dragon. So I'm the most powerful number. I'm the most powerful zodiac. I'm the most powerful sign, and I grew up in the most powerful country in the world, the USA. At least the time of my birth, even now people ain't messing with the US, right? They're the biggest propagators and like instigators and stuff like that. I'm not saying that they're good or benevolent. I'm just saying they're the most powerful. So in my life, I chose the most powerful body. I'm continuing to grow. I have big muscles without working out. I chose all this. If I was able to choose, if not, then I was really, 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 really lucky to literally have the most powerful thing on every single chart, you know. And the US was one of those things. I'm not against the US. I didn't leave the US because I'm offended at the US. I left the US because I went to go explore more of the world. I just exited, or I just went to go vacation and travel. Because guess what? I've already gone to all the US. I've gone from New York to Montana to San Diego to Miami, Florida, to the Florida Keys, and then even to Houston and Galveston. So I've gone all the way around the US, all the way through the center, Nebraska, where else? Utah, Colorado. I've went everywhere in the US. I didn't leave the US because I'm mad at the US. I left the US because there was nowhere else to go. I already went everywhere. I wasn't trying to, I didn't escape the US. I had already gone and visited everywhere in the US. I went everywhere. So now, okay, the only thing to do now is let's go to Central America. And I went there and I visited all there. Then I went to South America. Then I visited all of South America. Now I'm in Asia and I've visited most of Asia. So it's not like oh, he left the US. No, I don't think like that. I think the US is powerful. If there's any place to be, it's probably the US. In some ways, if you want to grow in power, most likely you want to be in the US. But since I've already done everything in the US, and I respect the US, I don't think they're benevolent. I don't think they have a lot of good intentions, but I do think they are dominant. It's the most dominant country in the world, and they cannot be matched. President or not, like whether you believe in the president, it doesn't matter, bro. Most people will not mess with that country. Like you may think that, but then show up. No one's doing it. Okay, show up to the border of the US. Bring your ships over there. Bring your ships to the coast. You ain't doing it, dude. I'm not against other countries. I celebrate all nationalities and cultures. But if you look at a map where the US is, we're on the border of Asia. They have naval bases in the Philippines, in Korea. You know, they have circled Russia. They're in, you know, Europe. There's a base in Germany. Like it's on a global scale, man. Like they are not to be messed with. And I'm a U.S. citizen, and I respect and I love that. So I didn't leave the U.S. because I don't like America. I left because I already went everywhere. So that's why I left the U.S. is because I already went to every state pretty much. And I visited all of my country because my country is beautiful. We have deserts, we have sand dunes, we have giant mountains, we have volcanoes, we have national parks, we have glaciers, we have bears and leopards and mountain lions. We have beaches, we have tropical regions, we have everything. We have everything there. Like it's a huge country. It's so big, and there's so many blessings to it. We have we have pyramids there. Like the US has some of the most pyramids in the world. Like there's pyramids in Utah and all these structures and stuff like that. Again, I'm not saying the country's benevolent or the people and the government, but what I'm saying is the country itself is very beautiful. So I hope that makes sense. I didn't leave the US because, like, oh, the US. I just toured all of it and like, let me go explore other countries. I didn't leave the US. I went to go explore other countries. I went to go use my right as a US citizen and travel the world freely because I have that power.
So both Sean and Emiliano from IG asked, how do you afford your travels and the different foods?
I afford my travels because I found out recently, like probably like 8, 9 years back, what life actually is. And once I engaged in that life, it gave me unlimited wealth. So I have wealth. I sound like Mike Tyson with that wealth gave me unlimited wealth. And now that I've tapped into that, I just do the thing and like wealth comes. So like, even before I sold the guide, I had already had enough finances. I traveled the US. Look at that body. Wait, if you go to the go to this way, Lay. No. Show your body to the camera though. There you go. And keep going that way a little bit. Like scooch over. Look at that. It like widens your hips. Look at those hips, girl. She got that Brazilian hip lift. And come over this way. Look, she's losing weight in real time. Slurp, 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 slurp. Heck yeah. Here, let me hug your leg. I love you. Yeah, I didn't give her a hug yet today, so we'll do that after the camera. So I love you. But because I found out what this realm is, I learned how to like modulate and put certain sequences into this realm to give me the ability to do whatever I want. So that's how I afford this stuff. Is not because I do something that's so great. I'm some sort of business mastermind. I was even on a podcast yesterday. And at the end of the podcast, like, hey, Mikey, I know that you're a marketing genius. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not a marketing genius. I don't even market. I just talk. And I'm not even talking to market. I'm just talking how I feel. Everything I say is like, that's exactly how I feel. I don't hold anything back or try to piece my words together. I just say whatever's inside. Like the moment you say that, blah, I just throw it up. Like there's no wait time before you ask me a question before I respond. It's just what's inside of me. So because I understand what this realm is, I can put a certain sequence in there and it feeds me whatever I want. So even before I had the guide, I was already retired. So it's just understanding what this reality is.
So Julia from IG asked, could I follow the life guide and live in Georgia, the American state?
Yeah, that's where I came from, actually. I lived in pretty much right before I left. I was in Alpharetta, Georgia, and I lived there for some time. So I was living in Georgia and pretty much lived in everywhere in Georgia except for the Atlanta area, except for like Marietta. I never lived in Marietta, but I lived in so many places there. But yeah, I'm technically that's my second home is Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, you can totally do it. I lived at the guide there for like over a year. Man, dude, life is so good. I'm just like, man, how good my life. I'm looking back at when I was in Atlanta. I'm like, man, Atlanta was so good to me. I love Georgia. It was so sweet to me. Georgia loved me back. Georgia was so good to me. I love Georgia. It's just a sweet place. Like my time in Georgia was amazing. All the people there are awesome. They call it Scam Lanta for a reason because there are a lot of scammers there and stuff like that, like get rich quick type stuff. But if you just move beyond the financial district and stuff like that, not even financial district, like embracing any sort of like get rich quick thing, like whatever, and you just like see the people, it's such a beautiful place to be, man. I went to the trap houses all the way to like the financial districts. I was hanging out with the family offices and like the multi-millionaire, billionaire people, all the way to like College Park. I went all through Atlanta, Buckhead, the top of the high rises there. Like I went all over Marietta and like Kennesaw and the families. And I'm saying like people who I hung out with, like these groups. I went to Duluth where all the Asians are and stuff like that. I mean, everywhere, man. Like it's a good life. So Georgia was amazing. You can live the guide anywhere you are because the guide is about a conscious approach of how you acknowledge reality.
That's beautiful.
And after this, I'm probably gonna go because we gotta get like someone recently. I didn't even know we still had it up, but I have this thing that I intake myself called living powder. Could you get it, Sash, real quick, and then I'll.
Yeah, it's not packaged yet.
No, my living powder that I intake.
Yeah, I can totally do
I'll show you guys. See, that's why it's beneficial to watch the lives because I actually share all the stuff with you. Like people will go to they'll see a 20-second video. People will see a 20-second video and be like, but you didn't explain how you live if you don't you didn't explain this, you didn't explain that. I'm like, bro, it's 20. I can't tell you everything I've done in the past 10 years in 20 seconds. That's why I say go to my lives, watch my lives, because I share it all freely. What do you drink? What do you do? So sometimes I will take a spoonful of this stuff here, and this is some of the plants that we've harvested ourselves. We've gone to jungles and forests and buying Antarctica and stuff like that and gotten specific types of mosses and plants and trees, and then we dehydrate and grind it up into powder. I'll show you guys like this. And there's like 300 plus different plants, herbs, and all kinds of stuff in here that we got from all the places all around the world that we've been to so far, like South America, Japan, and all this other stuff. And it's called living powder. So sometimes I sell this stuff. I didn't know it was still on my site to sell, but someone recently bought this and some tea. So we're gonna go ship it out today. So these are like, it's probably close to 400 different herbs and plants now. And there's timberwood from Mongolia. There is Tartaria from Japan. It's a type of mold that grows on a flower. It's like anti-carcinogenic and stuff like that. There's blue pigeon wing from the Philippines. There's specific tree moss, club moss that grows close to the glaciers near Antarctica in South America. And then I will intake this stuff, maybe a spoonful every other day or every 3 days. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I go like weeks. I just, oh yeah, hey, living powder. But I'll sometimes end up taking this. Well, I sell it on my website as well. But since we've been landlocked, like we've been in like landlocked countries like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, it's really hard to ship it out. So I didn't even know I had it on my website. But now that we're, by India and stuff like that, like it's easier to ship out. Someone just bought like a whole package of it. So we're about to leave and go ship this out to them. But yeah, so I'll intake some of this stuff here. So people are like, hey, well, what do you intake besides just juice? Well, what's that? It's the powder. It dissolves like it's not a meal replacement. I don't take a heap of it like, oh God, my calories. But the reason I intake it is because every plant, every compound has a specific energy signature and a frequency that can affect your life. And as I'm going to all these countries, I don't want to just breathe the air. I want to take in the specificity of that country. It has trees that no other country has, plants that no other country has, animals that no other country has. So if I'm going to all these places, I'm harvesting these things specifically for myself, not so much for resale or anything like that, but I'll intake them in and they do wonders in my life. Like it's probably one of the reasons why I'm growing taller or my eyes have gotten bluer and everything else. Not that I'm trying to grow taller, not that I'm trying to make my eyes bluer, but most likely everything affects everything. That's had an effect in my life. All right. One more question and then I'm out. Have I been to Indonesia? Yes.
Beautiful. So Tyler said, I am expanding my understanding of this reality every day. Do you pray often or put your trust in a higher power?
Hell no. Hell no, bro. No. I put my power in myself so I can see this life. Because if it's so ambiguous, if I put this power out there and give it away, it's like, okay, I hope they send me a letter back. Hey, I wrote them. Hopefully I'll get real-time data, real-time results, real-time right now. Like I'm put that power into me so I can see what this is. Even if there is a God or something like that, it didn't put me here just to pray to it all day. It put me here to see what this life is that it created so I can have power in it. I can live like it. So I don't pray. I don't waste my time praying. If you want to pray, you can, but there's greater effectivity in life by taking the prayer yourself and taking that same energy and using it to drive you. Be the answer to the prayer versus just taking your time to pray. And you do that, you'll have a lot faster results in your life. All right, I'm done. You guys are amazing. I'm going to be uploading this on YouTube pretty much now so you guys can rewatch it. We'll definitely do this again. If you have any people who want to be on this, like Patrick was, you want to like interview me or just like ask me questions like this, go into my Discord and you can sign up to go and become like one of the next people approaching this who will interview me or whatever. If you want the guide, go to theguide.life, Life, or MikeyBreathes.com, and you can get the guide there. If you want to join the Discord, same website, MikeyBreathes.com, or the life or the guide.life. Drop down menu, and then the Discord's there. You can follow me on all my socials, which is Mikey Breathes everywhere. Don't believe what the internet says about me. Just ask me. I'm right here. They don't know me. I'm like they wish they knew me, but the internet doesn't know me. Just ask me. I'm here. I'll tell you guys the truth. I'm right here, bro. There's no reason to lie. I don't ever try to claim something or do whatever. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not an influencer. I don't care about making. I didn't even sell the guide. I haven't even sold the guide on this. I'm like, oh yeah, guys, you need to buy the guide. I don't even care. Do whatever you want to do. Live your life. I'm just a normal dude living life, showing you that there's more. If you want the steps I took to get here, go get the guide. Yeah. But nonetheless, I'm here to expose that there's even more to life out there. And that's all I'm really doing is giving guys hope, courage, and faith. So go out there, live. I love you. If you have any questions, the best place to ask me is most likely my Discord. I don't really answer DMs. Like, you can come to my DMs, but I don't really answer DMs. I'll just point you to the guide or the Discord. But I love you all. So either way, thanks for following me. Thank you for being here, and go out there and live a miraculous life. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.